This is the German Fundamental full course. If you want the full German A1 course, visit german.characademy.com. So today we have our first chapter, which is called Kapital Ein, chapter 1. And chapter 1 is called Grüßen und Verabschieden. Well, smartly we call it Grüßen und Verabschieden because this is greetings and goodbyes. This is our first video and we'll see how to greet each other, right? Of course, that's important, right? We'll go with the first chapter, like I said, greetings and goodbyes, Grüßen und Verabschieden. Don't be scared by these words. They are not for you yet, okay? We'll see the greetings. You can remember them, not this particular word, okay? The first word that we have before that, remember that. In German, it's called Deutsch. Yes, German in German is called Deutsch. It's a weird thing, right? For example, English is English, right? But in order to call English, in Hindi it's called Angrezi. Same way, German in German is called Deutsch. That's why the country, where people live who speak German are called Deutschland. The country is called Deutschland. Land is a country according to the language. So we have total 6 levels and we are at the first one here at A1. We'll reach to a higher level, of course, to B2, C1, C2 later. But for now, today, we have A1 starting from very basic. If you stick with these sessions, trust me, you will get to the advanced levels. Of course, if you want to get higher above and easily and in a very short time, you can join our sessions on german.characademy.com. You will have everything available there, set lessons, quizzes, everything, right? Let's begin our session now and we can go with the first phrase. This particular phrase is very simple. As you can see, there is nothing in here because you already know what is hello. Because you know what is hello, you can guess what is the meaning of this particular word. Hallo. This is called hallo and that's the translation, literal translation of hello. Okay, there is no need to worry about it. Hello is hallo. This is the first phrase that we have to remember. First phrase, first greeting, hallo. So if anyone asks you, do you know any German word? Yes, I do. Hallo. So repeat after me. Hallo. Okay. Next one that we have is called Guten Morgen. Now, Guten Morgen, you can see here the word Morgen. You can remember the word from the word morning. This is the sunrise time, guys. This is the sunrise time. Remember, Morgen means morning, right? And Guten, you can guess already this is good. Conjugated good. So German good, the spelling of or translation of word good is gut, G-U-T. That's it. But because you want to conjugate with Morgen, it becomes Guten. Don't worry about these fancy words. But remember, in order to say good morning in German, you say Guten Morgen. So say it twice with me so that you can remember it. Guten Morgen. Guten Morgen. Right? Great. Let's go to the next one. Remember, the first one was hallo. Second one, Guten Morgen. Let's go with the third one now. Guten Abend. Isn't this fun? Because Abend means evening, right? When we have snacks and all, so this is called evening and Guten is the same Guten. So good evening, right? Why did I jump to evening? Why not afternoon? What happened to afternoon? There is no greeting for afternoon in German in particular, like, not specific greeting. We have for evening, Guten Abend, Guten Abend. You can say Guten Abend, like generally people say in a hurry. And this particular time is evening 6 till night, around 10 o'clock, you can call it Guten Abend. Guten Abend, good evening. Again, with me, Guten Abend. Repeat after me, guys, one more time. Guten Abend. Right. We can move to the next one, which is Guten Tag. Now, I think you all know now how to say Guten, right? Guten, Guten. And Tag is, if I remove this part of this, it looks like day. It is good day. So Guten Tag is good day. Guten Tag is good day. Now, what does it mean by good day? Anytime if you want to say instead of hello something else, you can say Guten Tag. This is such a nice phrase. Guten Tag, easily available. Guten Tag is, you can use it anytime you want, okay? Of course, not at nights. Till 6 o'clock, you can use Guten Tag since morning even. Instead of good morning, you can say Guten Tag. That also works. But this tone is important, so repeat after me. Guten Tag, Guten Tag, right? Let's go to the next one. Well, there's something specific about nights, because nights, you know, they are called, sorry for that. They are called Verabschieden, okay? Good nights are called Verabschieden. Why? Because they are goodbyes. You know, we never greet someone for the first time. Ah, hey, good night. No, you never say that. When they leave, you say good night. They are called Verabschieden. Verabschieden in the sense goodbyes in German. We don't have to remember this word again. This is just for your understanding. I'm trying to show as much German as possible and speak as much English as possible so that you can remember the spellings. But this one you don't have to, trust me. Verabschieden in the sense bye-byes, goodbyes, okay? We don't have to remember this one. But first Verabschieden we have to. This is choose. Now this particular letter must be confusing for you, but before that, repeat after me. Choose. This is called informal goodbye. Informal, why is it important? Germans are very specific about their formals and informals. So when you meet a person who you do not know, use formal terms. For friends and family, you can use informal terms. So friends, when they leave, they say choose, bye. That's bye. Literal means bye is choose. You don't say to your professor generally or to your higher level people like choose suddenly and leave, and like bye suddenly we don't leave, right? So we have other word for that. By the way, repeat after me. Choose, the first one. Second one. This is called, a little bit below so that we can write on it. This is called Auf Wiedersehen. Now this is almost a sentence for us to remember. Literally a sentence I was about to say. But we have to. This is called formal goodbye. Formal goodbye. Auf Wiedersehen. Now, how would we remember this such as a long phrase? You will. Okay, you will easily. Because two words you already know. Say English. We can learn from this. You know, if you know how to connect with English, you can. The word auf is actually off. Making sense, right? Together, off. Wieder means again. This is what you have to remember. Again. Wieder is again. But what about sehen? Is to see. So now you can imagine what I'm trying to connect with. See you again off. We say, let me see him off or see her off, right? That means we are saying goodbye. And see you again is also kind of goodbye, right? So, auf Wiedersehen. Off, again, see. Auf Wiedersehen. This is how I remember, and I hope you would remember this too, right? Auf Wiedersehen. Repeat after me. This is a little bit long. Auf Wiedersehen. This is how you would say it. Auf Wiedersehen. Auf Wiedersehen. Now you must be saying this is sehen, not sehen. Don't worry about the pronunciation for now. Just try to remember it, because if I introduce rules right now, you'll get bored and you'll leave the language, and you cannot learn a language if you find it boring. So let's first of all remember certain phrases and try to enjoy the language. Then we can learn the grammar part, the pronunciation parts, the rules and everything. We will, don't worry about that. Auf Wiedersehen. Goodbye. Formally, when you meet someone who you do not know and you say Auf Wiedersehen, that means have a goodbye, that kind of stuff, right? Then we have bis morgen. Now, what is the meaning of bis morgen? Let's understand and remember. First of all, the pronunciation bis morgen. And you must be noticing why this M is small and other morgen was a little bit bigger, because they're two different things. Bis morgen is till tomorrow or see you tomorrow, right? And tomorrow, it might be a noun, but it is also an adverb of time. Hence, and why is a problem? Because every noun is capitalized in German. Let's understand this rule. It's important. When I say good morning, morning is a particular noun, so we use it as capital, right? Guten Abend, Abend is basically a noun, so we use it capital. But because this is see you tomorrow, tomorrow is not considered a noun here in German. That's why they call it small. They use smaller m here. If they use bigger M, it becomes morning. This is tomorrow and that is morning. There's a difference. So bis morgen, bis morgen, see you tomorrow. Bis is till. Actually, in German, literal translation is till, but we call it, the whole phrase turns out to be see you tomorrow, basically, right? The first one about see you. Second one we have is bis bald. Now bis, you all remember, till. Bis you all remember, right? Till. So this is till. Bald, let's try to remember this word. This is a weird word that we have seen only in English. In English, bald means you have no hair, right? But bald in German means soon. So how do I remember this? I'll teach you how to remember German words, trust me, all of them. So bald, I used to work on this word like, sooner or later, all we have to lose hair and we'll all be bald, right? Sooner or later, we'll all be bald. So I remember this word now, soon is bald. So bis bald, remember that and speak it after me. Bis bald, see you soon. Bis bald, see you soon. Fine. And I think this is the last bis that we're going to use, and that is bis später. Bis means till. Again, same thing. Später sounds like later, and it is correct. So this is kinda see you later. See you later. So we don't know when we'll meet, and it'll be probably after 5 to 10 days or something like that. You'll say see you later. So bis später, you know, till later. So the first bis was bis morgen, second bis is bis bald, and third is bis später. See you tomorrow. Bis bald is see you soon, and bis später is see you later. It could be on the same day, it could be after a month, but if you don't know, you can say bis später. Okay, these three bis are over now. Now we go to the next one, which is weird but important. Gute Nacht. Why is it weird? If you remember the spelling of Guten Morgen, there was N here. Remember that? We said Guten Morgen. Remember? For good morning. And even for Abend, we use the same spelling, Guten Abend. But what happened in the case of night? Look, it becomes Gute. Why is it changing? What's happening with this particular word? Because night is considered feminine. Now, what's wrong or what's different with feminine? Every German word which is feminine, there you cannot use N at the end of this particular word. That is an adjective, right? So it becomes Gute. Gute Nacht. Gute Nacht. Remember this. Night is weird. This is what I feel. Night is always short for me. I'm an owl, right? Night owl. So I remember like this is short for me. So I remove N. Gute Nacht. Gute Nacht. Guten Morgen, Guten Abend, Guten Tag, but Gute Nacht. Remember this. It is not Guten Nacht. It won't even sound good because it starts with N. So we take this N, put it here. Gute Nacht. Repeat it after me. Gute Nacht, so that you can remember it. Right. And now we have all the phrases together here for you guys so that we can revise it together. Student, teacher, together. Okay, let's start with the first one. Okay, do it. Hallo. And do it for me. Let's see if you can remember this one. Guten Morgen, that is good morning. Guten Abend is good evening. Remember, there is no good afternoon here. Guten Tag. And finally, Gute Nacht. Hallo, Guten Morgen, Guten Abend, Guten Tag, and Gute Nacht. So we have 5 phrases here and remaining 5 over here. First one is Tschüss, bye-bye, Auf Wiedersehen, bye-bye again, but formal bye-bye. This is informal, this is formal. Bis morgen, bis bald, and bis später. Try to remember them, 3 of them together, right? So that you can, you don't forget them. Bis together. Bis morgen, bis bald, bis später. Done. This is see you tomorrow, see you soon, see you later. Introducing yourself. And if you haven't watched the first chapter, it's quite important. Go watch it and then you can watch this too. So we have this for Stellen. Introducing yourself. Introducing yourself. First one. This for Stellen. So what happens in this for Stellen? First of all, remember that we have formal and informal both available, and it is quite important for Germans that we follow the right one. When we have friends and family and we don't know them personally, we use informal. If the person is unknown to us, we use formal. Please remember this, okay? So we have phrases according to that. We'll start with the easy one, and that is our formal. So what happens in our formal? In our formal, the first phrase that we have is called hello. Let's say we use it with a name, okay? Hello. And you already know this one. Remember, we discussed about this. Hello, hello is hello. In German, in English, not much change. This E changes to E, it becomes hello. So, hello Sam. But the second one that we have is a little bit different. That is wie geht's. Now, what is this? Now, what is this, right? So, I know most of you will say, now I have to go through new words, remember? Yes, but we'll try to make it easy for you. Wie means how, okay? Wie means how, and geht's is a conjugated version of gehen and it's, kind of. So, how it goes with you. You say, how are you? Wie geht's. Wie geht's is how it's going with you. Wie geht's. This is the shorter version of how is it going with you. See, when we say, hi, how are you? And how's it going? How's it going? So your how's going is how is it going is different, right? So we say, how is it going? That is wie geht's. In German, informal way of asking, how is your life? We say, wie geht's. Okay? The second one, wie geht's. Third one that we have is gut. Now this is the reply of it. So when we say reply, we say gut, not good. Gut. Remember this first video we said Guten Morgen. I told you gut means good. Gut with an exclamation tone. Gut, that means good. Okay, I'm good. How are you doing? Hey Sam, how are you? I'm good. Hello Sam, wie geht's? Gut. Right. Let's go with the next one. The next one that we have is und du. Now this particular word do is very close to our Hindi alternative of tu. So with friends, with our younger people, nobody uses tu these days. But okay, remember this word tu in Hindi. For little bit normal people, we say tum, and of course we use aap for adults and giving respect. So do is for informal. That means people who you do know, you use do. Und is and. Now you see how is the conversation going. This is, hello Sam, how are you? How's life or how's going? Good. And you? That means how is it going with you? Und du is how is it going with you. So the first one, these whole 4 phrases I hope are fun, easy. Hello Sam, how is it going? I'm fine or good. And you? Very simple. Hello Sam, wie geht's? Gut und du. Every phrase repeat after me. Hallo, wie geht's? Gut und du. Now comes the next one. Next one is gut auch. Now, when somebody says other person has to say, I'm good too. So like I also ask them, how are you? Like wie geht's too? Like how are you basically? We don't use do there. Gut auch. Now you can see here, this is already gut. Now what is this auch? Auch means also. As well, we also say in English. So gut is good. Auch is also. Because we ask them, and you good too, good as well. So, hallo Sam, wie geht's? Gut und du? Gut auch. These are the phrases we have to remember today. For now, of course, we have more coming, but try to remember with me these one, okay? Hallo, wie geht's? Gut und du? Gut auch. Auch is a little bit different. That is also. CH is quite weird in German. We'll see in future sessions. CH can be sh or k. Okay, it could be sh or k. But this one is k. Auch. Gut auch. Right. Now comes something different, which is formal German. Now, sorry for that. Formal German, what happens in formal German? In formal German, we are supposed to create formal phrases, right? For people who you do not know. We start with hello, of course. There as well we can say hello, or instead of hello, if you want to change the tone, we can say guten Tag. Guten Tag. Instead of hello, we can say Guten Tag as well. It's up to you. Second one is wie ist Ihr Name? Let's understand this now. So hello is clear to all of you, I guess. Wie ist Ihr Name? Now this is long phrase. How do we remember that? How is your name? Now you must be saying it should be what is your name, but Germans use wie. We'll see why in a second, but remember that wie means how. Our third chapter is about these words, but for now just try to remember one. How is your name? Wie ist. We add is instead of t, we add t. Ihr is your, name is Name. Wie ist Ihr Name? Wie ist Ihr Name? Wie ist Ihr Name? Try to repeat, okay? Please repeat with me. Hallo, wie ist Ihr Name? Hallo, wie ist Ihr Name? You can see here and repeat with me. You can hear my audio. Wie ist Ihr Name? Good, if you are doing it, okay? It's good. Next, we have, moving to the next one, we have Wie heißen Sie? Another way of asking someone's name. Now see, wie ist Ihr Name? How is your name? But the real one where we should be used is Wie heißen Sie? Wie is how, heißen is called, and Sie is you. This is different you, this is your and this is you. Your and you, okay? Remember this. This is your. See, we're not going to have a separate session for words because we'll try to remember here itself, right? Why to have separate session for vocabulary? Wie heißen Sie? The most common way of asking people in Germany about their name, about how they are called as well. Sometimes people want to be called differently, right? So, wie heißen Sie? This, what is this now? This is different. This is something called special characters in German. We'll see when we understand alphabet. There will be a chapter for that, probably 4th or 5th. This is called SZ. So we call it S. Heißen, 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 okay? Wie heißen Sie? Wie heißen Sie? Wie heißen Sie? Very common phrase. That's what I'm trying to make you remember. Wie heißen Sie? One more time with me. Wie heißen Sie? Good. Let's go with the next one. Next one that we have is Ich heiße Sam. Now this is the reply for Wie heißen Sie? Ich heiße Sam. Great. You already know what is heißen. This is conjugated form for ish. Now what is conjugation? See, in English when we say I eat. So but for he or she, what do we say? He eats, right? We change the verb with s. Same here. In German, when it comes to ish or I, we remove the n. We add only e at the stem form. This is stem form. Don't go in detail, but remember for ish, it's heiße, ish, heiße, ish, heiße, and your name then. So do one thing, say your name, say out your name with the phrase ish, okay? Ish, heiße, and your name. Do it with me, you should. Ish, heiße, and your name. Right, you must have felt good, right? You're speaking German as if, like it feels good, right? Hallo, wie ist Ihr Name? Wie heißen Sie? Ich heiße. Amazing phrases, right? You can use already good phrases and you can speak and flaunt in front of your friends. Don't do that yet. Otherwise, they'll ask you something and you'll say, I don't know, right? So try to remember this. Ich heiße Sam is I am called Sam. Now the next one that we have is Ich heiße Sam. I think this one is clear. I think we took the same slide again. Und Sie, remember now what's happening? What was the word for and you when it comes to informal? If you do remember that, write in the comment box that I remember what was it, okay? Please write in the comment box. That means you are listening, okay? And also let us know how you're enjoying these videos, right? Und du, we said und du. Remember that? In the case of informal, here we say und Sie. Sie is the formal form of you. Und Sie, try to remember the pronunciation and copy it. Ich heiße Sam, und Sie, and you, right? Then you can go with und Sie, or you can say und wie ist Ihr Name, and what is your name? You can say that too, right? So, hallo, wie ist Ihr Name? Wie heißen Sie? Ich heiße Sam, und Sie? This is how you ask for name. Now, why didn't I introduce this in the case of informal? You must be asking these phrases because we don't ask for names in German when we are informal. Think about it. Would you ask your friend what's your name? Why would you? Would you ask your brother, sister, family members, or partner what is your name? You don't, right? That's why in informal we don't have this. We have only informal when we ask for names. That's why I didn't add it over there. We don't need it. Like, let's go ahead. Last set of phrases that we have now, please try to remember them. First one is hallo, we all know that. Second one that we have is wie geht es Ihnen? Now it's getting easier because you already know. Remember this phrase we have learned earlier when we were talking about wie geht's? That was the combination of these three words. Wie geht es? That becomes wie geht's in short. And this is the formal way of asking people how are they doing. This is formal now. So wie geht's that we remember in informal, and please again write in the comments if you also remember that I remember everything in informal when you're teaching formal. That would be perfect. That means you are listening, you are studying. Wie geht es Ihnen? How is it going with you? How going it with you, or with you? Yeah, you can say that. Right. So basically, how is it going with you? Wie geht es Ihnen, or how are you in the case of formal term? Wie geht es Ihnen? Ihnen. Again, with me. Wie geht es Ihnen? Hallo, wie geht es Ihnen? Hello, how are you doing? Basically. So we reply to that in formal way. Mir geht es gut. Now, such a phrase, long phrase? No, don't worry. With me, it's all good. You can say that. With me, it is good. Es is it. Gut, I think by now, if you are following this series, we already have seen Guten Morgen, Guten Abend, Guten Tag. You already know what is gut. Geht is going, mir is with me. Not I am going good. No, we don't say that. I is ish. Remember that? I is ish. We are not talking about ish here. So we're not going to talk about that here. Ish, that is I, but mir is with me. Mir. Mir geht es gut. It's good with me. Mir geht es gut. Now remember this in these three phrases together. Hallo, wie geht es Ihnen? Mir geht es gut. Hallo, wie geht es Ihnen? Mir geht es gut. See, in languages, any language you learn, if you try to remember phrases together, you will learn quickly. If you try to remember the rules and words separately, you will have lots of problems, trust me. So we don't do that. We try to remember phrases together, sentences together, so that when it comes tomorrow, we won't make mistake. Right? So if I say a sentence in English, I drives car, that doesn't make sense. There will be a problem in your head, like what's happening? Why is he saying like this? Same way, if I say mir gehen is, you will say no, this is not making sense. It should be geht. Mir geht es gut. Right? Mir geht es gut. Great. Now we go to the next phrase that we have. And Ihnen, same way, und du becomes und Ihnen. And what about you, or what's up with you in a way, but in a formal way is und Ihnen. Ihnen is already, we have seen that earlier, right? Und we already seen und Ihnen, right? Next one. And the final one, auch gut, danke. Oh, nice word, danke. Auch we already know, gut we already know, if you do know. But let me just revise it for you. Auch means also gut is good. Auch gut, danke. Auch gut, danke. Auch gut, danke. That is also good, danke. Danke must be something formal. It is. Thank you. And if you want to say thank you a lot, danke schön, that will be later. For now, remember only one thing. Danke. I ending, we say a. Remember the rule? You should. Danke. Auch gut, danke. Auch gut, danke. So this is our session 3 or chapter 3. Kapital 3, chapter 3. Okay, you're learning numbers as well, right? And chapter 3 is W-Frage, W, questions. This means questions. Single frag, that means here, this one is frag, that means single question. As soon as we add E, it becomes questions. And W questions, we know in English, we have was, what, and all those things, right? Let's have a look at the first question. The first question that we have is the most common one in English, right? And that is was, right? So what is this was thing? You know that was is what. You should know that because it's very similar to that. Was is what, right? Let's have a look at some examples of the sentences. Was ist das? Was ist das? Can you guess the meaning of it? I think you can. I'm sure about that. Was ist das is what is that? What is that? So somebody shows you in the class like this. Was ist das? What is that? So, you know, when we learn any new language, we try to ask friends and family, like as in, what is that and what is this? So this is a question for that. Was ist das? Das ist whatever the answer is. Was ist das? So you should ask your friends question. Was ist das? What is that in German? The first word is was. Let's have a look at another example. Was essen Sie? Now you must be thinking, why so difficult sentences already, Sam? No, they're not that difficult. Trust me. You'll be able to conquer these easily. Was ist das? Was essen Sie? Was essen Sie means what are you eating? Essen is to eat. Was essen Sie? So this is another question from what? Was, that is, what are you eating? This is you. We already know from the previous sessions. If you haven't watched them, please go and watch them again. Was essen Sie? Was essen Sie? Was essen Sie? Okay, great. Let's move on to the next one. Next one here we have was sehen Sie? Sehen means to see. Was sehen Sie? What are you looking at? What are you seeing? So was sehen Sie? So what do you see? What do you see or what are you looking at? ing and without ing is same in German. There is no difference whatsoever. Was sehen Sie is what do you see or what are you seeing? Was sehen Sie? Try to remember this. Was sehen Sie? Was ist das? Was essen Sie? Was sehen Sie? So was is now, I think, clear to all of you guys. Let's move on to the next one. Next one is was machen Sie? This is the most commonly used German verb. In the literally everywhere you can use machen to build, to make, to do. Was machen Sie is what are you doing or what are you making, depending on the context. Machen means to do, to make. Was machen Sie? Was machen Sie? Make is machen. Okay? It is versatile verb. Okay, used everywhere. Was machen Sie? Let's have a look at another one now. Another one that we have is wo. Now what is wo? Wo means this looks like who, right? This looks like who, but there is a twist. In German, wo means where, and the word where in German means who in English. Isn't this crazy? Twisted, right? Wo means where means who. I don't know, maybe they did it on purpose or it's a coincidence that they have mixed up the whole thing, but that's okay with us. You know, we will be fine with this, right? We'll figure out the meaning. Wo is where is who, right? This is how you figure out what's the connection with wo and where. Wo and where you can remember together. Wo, where, who. Let's have a look at example of wo. Wo wohnen Sie? This is now becoming an introduction. Wo wohnen Sie? Wo wohnen Sie means where do you live? Wo wohnen Sie? Wohnen. Remember, this is the way to pronounce. Please do it after me, okay? Together. We'll do it together so that you can remember every sentence and phrase we are using here. Wo wohnen Sie? If this is to live and this is, remember, Wo become where becomes wo, who. That means this is where. And I think you can decode the question already. Where do you live? Where do you live? Wo wohnen Sie? Where do you live? Right? Or where are you living right now? Great. So now let's go to the next question. Wo wohnst du? Let's just skip it because this is conjugation. You haven't gone through the chapter. We'll come back to the sentence later when we have understood conjugation. Let's just skip this one. Okay. We have we. Remember, we just used this in session 1 a lot, right? A lot. Remember? We, heißen Sie, wie geht's, all those things. So already you know the meaning of this. If you have gone through previous chapters, we is how. We is how. We is how. Okay, good. We is how. Remember this. Nice. Now we can move on to the next one, which is the sentence connected to we. Wie geht es Ihnen? We have already used this sentence in previous sessions, but we're gonna still you understand it. We is how. Geht is conjugation of going, to go. Then we have es is it, and Ihnen means with you, or in a way it's you. Okay. How is it going with you? I think you can decode it now. Wie geht es Ihnen? So somebody, if you meet which is formal and you want to ask your elders or person you do not know from beginning, or personally you do not know them, what do you ask them? Wie geht es Ihnen? How are you doing? How is your life going? So basically, wie geht es Ihnen is how is your life going, and now we know we means how. Right? Wie geht es Ihnen? Good. We are learning a lot. You should be writing this down. This is common already. We have seen this. Wie heißen Sie? And I think this one is how are you called? This is the meaning of this one is called. But Germans are a bit proud, and the way it is in language. So heißen is used for naming, like how are you called or what's your name. How are you called? Wie heißen Sie? Wie heißen Sie? Say it after me. Wie heißen Sie? Please. Wie heißen Sie? What are you called? Okay. This is, by the way, as said, we will see in an alphabet chapter soon anyway. Wie heißen Sie? We is how now. Okay. Let's go with the next one. The next one is where, and I'm going to repeat this, and you've already seen it. I'm going to say it again. Where in English becomes who, and wo in German becomes where in English. This is the twisted thing. Okay, now you remember. Wo is where is who. Right, let's talk about where now. Where is who. So let's just create some questions with where. Where sind Sie? Now it looks like where are you? No. This is not where. Who are you? Because we have seen that it is interchange. So who are you? So if you get a context, wherever you are unknown to the other person, if they're formal, we ask them, who are you? May I know about you? So that is, wer sind Sie? Who are you? Wer sind Sie? Who are you? I hope all of you are writing these phrases down in a tiny notebook of yours or larger notebook. It depends on you, but please do that. This will help you to enhance your language to next level. Right now they look like simple sentences, but later they will help. Wer sind Sie? Who are you? Good. Let's go to the next one. And next one we have is, where is das? I think we already have seen what is das. Das is that. And what is where? You can guess now. Who? So if your friend brings another friend and you want to ask, who's that? Who is that? Right? You say, where is das? Not wo ist das. Wo ist das will become where is that, right? In English. Who's that? So wo is, where is das is who is that? Who is that? In German is called ist. Where is das? Who is that? Right, who's that? Right, we say that. Okay, next one we have, it is woher. Now this is generally used for introduction. Woher in A1. I'm talking about A1 here. Where is used when you ask about country. Where kommen Sie? So we say woher kommen Sie? That means Where do you come from? Where means where from, not just where from. Now if you, and this is to come. They have this sentence and this is you, of course you know that. So this becomes where do you come from? Where do you come from? And generally this is asked about country. Of course we'll answer these questions later, but not now in coming chapters. But our answer question for that is where, common Z. That means where do you come from? Where, common Z. Where do you come from? Where, common Z. Where is where from, common is to come, and Z is you. Now I know some of you might be looking for the answer. We'll see the answer later, but I can tell you what's the translation of our country, that is India. India is not called India, it is called Indeen. Indeen. Please remember, it is called Indeen, not India. Indeen. Okay, Indeen. Where, common Z, that is where do you come from, and that answer is Indeen, that is India. Okay, now we're getting into nice conversation actually. Let's go with the next one. Where comes to. Not gonna do this one because that is in a way later we do it. Okay. Welsh is the last question. Welsh is the last question that we have today, which means which. This means which. In English we say which is this, which is that. So that is what we call Welsh. And the question that we have from Welsh today in A1 is Welche Sprachensprechen Sie. Now this is a long sentence and confusing. Don't worry, don't be confused, we'll solve it. Welsh, you already know, is called which. Then we have Sprachen is language, or in this case languages. If I remove this N, it becomes language. Which languages you speak? I know language and speaking is similar. Yes, it is in German. It's just a change here and automatically this becomes sh sound. So, welche Sprachen sprechen Sie? Welche Sprachen sprechen Sie? Which languages do you speak? Welche Sprachen sprechen Sie? With me, okay? In language, it's k. In speaking, it's sh. Welche Sprachen sprechen Sie? Which languages do you speak? If you want to ask one language, you can remove this N. This will become Welche Sprache sprechen Sie? Okay? But now, welche Sprachen sprechen Sie? Which languages do you speak? Let's have a revision quickly at the end. And we have these are the words that we have learned so far. Was is what? Please write down in your notebook quickly. We are studying as if in school. Wo is where. If you could recognize, that's amazing. We is how. Where is where from, right? So we already have something called where over here. We just add her. This becomes where from. Where is who. Remember I told you they are interchanged in English. So who becomes where becomes who. And finally, welche. Welche means which. And these are enough questions for us. These are enough questions for us for A1. Trust me. And trust me, this will take time. I know this will take time, but if you remember these 6 questions, you can create more than 10 sentences. Was ist das? Wo wohnen Sie? Woher kommen Sie? Wie heißen Sie? What is your name? Or wer sind Sie? Right? Who is that? Or we can say welche Sprachen sprechen Sie? All the sentences, all the phrases are there with you guys. And also, if you want more such phrases, more practice, do not forget to visit German Chahar Academy website, right? And the link will be there in the description. Just go there, you will see a full course available for you guys. Remember, please keep writing everything we are discussing here. Kapitel 4, Chapter 4 is about das Alphabet und Buchstabieren. We'll see this next time, so let's just remove it from now. Das Alphabet means the set of alphabet, that is the alphabet. You know, we have 26 in English and then we have different in every language. So we'll see the alphabet in German. How do you pronounce them, right? We'll start with the first one, and please start taking notes right now, okay? Together with me, and say it out loud. A is A. A is A, same as in double A we have in German, okay? Let's say, in English we have. So A is A. One second. Let me make it something you can read. Great. So A is A. A is A, as in arm. We say A is A as in arm, right? Like double A. A. All right. Let's go with the second one. Second one we have, which is Bay, as in bell. Bay. Bay. A, Bay. A, Bay. So B is Bay. A, Bay. Let's go with the next one. Next one is say. Like we have Bay, we have say. A, Bay, say. So like we have in cell, we can see here cell. So we have say. So say. This is say. A, Bay, say. Say it with me. A, Bay, say. For 3 we go A, Bay, say. And you can guess now what is D, right? Already you can guess what is D. A, Bay, say, day, right? As in damn. So day. A, Bay, say, day. A, Bay, say, day. Say it with me, please. A, Bay, say, day. A, Bay, say, day. A, Bay, say, day. Good. Let's go with the next one. Next one we have, see, we don't have, remember how do we remember this one? This is A. A, as in we have in English A. Because we don't have A in English, we have A. So we have to use something as A, and that is our E. So E is A. A as in get, A. But not exactly A, it's A. A, okay? A, B, C, D, A. A, B, C, D, A. A, B, C, D, A. Together. Now comes something different, same as English, luckily. A, B, C, D, F. A, B, C, D, F. Same as English, no change whatsoever. A, B, C, D, F. That is F. Right. Next one is, see, whenever we have same in English, the next letter always becomes like previous series. A, B, C, D. This becomes gay. A, B, C, D, gay. This is A, B, C, D, gay. A, B, C, D, gay. Gay, as in gas. So A, B, C, D, gay. Okay, A, B, C, D, gay. And the next one is H. How do you remember this one? Because when we are happy or when we want to send something funny, we say ha, 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 right? So this is exactly what it is, ha. German H is ha. Because we are happy. Because we could remember A, B, C, D, A, gay, and ha. Because we could remember A, B, C, D, A, F, and gay, and ha. So F is same as English. That's why G takes the previous series. That is A, B, C, D. And then H is because we are happy. Or you send ha ha message. That's why it's ha. A, B, C, D, A, F, gay, ha. Let's go with the next one. So I think you remember these. And then we have E. Now, why is this E? Why not I? Because if you remember, we have 3. Okay. A and E. So A is A in German, so we don't have A. That's why we have to call E as A. Now, because we don't have E, we have to call I as E. So this is E. Remember this way. Remember this way. So because we don't have A, we use this one as A. We don't have A. And this is used in E already. This is E. And I is already E, as in we have in English. I hope you understand the connection. A, E, A. A, E, A. Good. Let's go with the next one. And next one is the most weirdest one I have seen. J is not called J. Not even close to J. It's yacht. Yacht. And J, when we use in the spellings, is called Y. It is pronounced as Y. So the name, if you say Yasmin, you don't call it Jasmine. Yasmin. And if you want to say yo-yo in German, you write Jojo in English. So this is yo-yo, right? So Yasmin, that is year, and that is yacht. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. So remember these things already. And then we go on with the series about I, that is E, and then J is yacht, right? J is yacht. Yacht is different because it is pronounced as Y, and that is it. Let's go to the next one. Next one we have, which is called a ka. Like we have Hakka noodles. Remember, H is, sorry for that, H is ha. So K is also ka because we have to eat Hakka. Hakka noodles, right? So K is same as H, that is ka. Hakka. Hakka noodles. Ha and ka. So H also is A with A, that is ha. K is also with A, that is ka. So ha, ka. Ha and ka. Good. I hope you remembered that, as in calm. Ka. Next one that we have is L, same. Now, what happens in the song that we sing in English? A, B, C, D, E, F, G. When it comes to L, we say L, M, N, O. And that's true for German as well. L, M, N, O. No change whatsoever. They are same as English. L, M, N, O. A, B, C, D, E, F, G we say in English. There also L, M, N, O we sing together. Here also we sing together. L, M, N, O. No change whatsoever. L, M, N, O. All right. Let's go to the next one. So we have M, like I said, same as English. N, same as English. O, same as English. And finally comes P. Because we have same as English, the rule is we go to the same rule of A, B, C, D. A, B, C, D. And there we go. Then we have P. Remember? A rule. B, C, D. And then we have P. And that is for P. P is P. P is P. P is P. Right. Good. Remember this. P is P. Moving to the next one. And that is Q. And Q is weird. That is, see, I hope you're taking notes based on also the mnemonics. The way I'm asking you to remember these. I did remember them. I never forgot. Using these mnemonics. Mnemonics in the sense shortcuts, right? So why is Q, or how do you remember Q? Q is Q. Because every spelling in English has Q, U together. 99.9%. Think about it. Let's write queen. So it is U together. If you write Q, U, E, U, E, Q. If you write any spelling, okay, quiver or any spelling, it is always with U. So this is how we remember Q in German is Q. Q. Okay, good. Let's move on to the next one. This was weird, but we do remember it. This is the most difficult one. Okay, the most difficult one in German. It will take you at least a month to perfect, even maybe 2 months. Okay, this is R. R sound with your throat. R sound. R. Even I am not perfect in this yet. Germans are, of course, the native speakers, and they can't even explain why is it like this, but it is like, it is like this. This is R. R sound with throat. R. 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 That is R sound. Right? The most weirdest one is R. R. Okay. Let's go with S. Same as English. And what happens when we have same as English? Remember this. How do you remember this? My name is Satyendra and I will never change. For you guys, I will always teach German properly for you. So this is how you can remember. Satyendra will never change. So S will never change. So we have S, no changing. And what happens to the next letter when there's no change? We take the same rule as B, C, D, A rule. So what happens to T? You can guess already. It will become T. T becomes T. T becomes T, as in telephone. T. Right. Let's go with the next one. U is U. U is U, as in ooziness. So U is U. U is U. Right? It looks like U actually. I like that better than English actually. Okay, next one. We. Now, we is something which I didn't expect. We is foul. Foul. What is foul? Foul is the weirdest pronunciation again, like we have in other letters such as J. So J, we both are different. J is yacht and V is V. And if it is in spelling, we use it as F. For example, the word for father is Vater. And this is not Vata, it's Vater. Vater. Vater means father. Okay. So V is V. V. And J is, let's see if you can remember. J is yacht. Yacht. And this is V. V. Okay, again with me. V. Going to the next one, we have W. We don't have W here because we have taken V from them. They have to put it something here. And W is way. Way, like here mentioned. W is way. So W is way because V is V. We don't have V, so we have to use somewhere V. This is way, right? So that is like as if we say in English, welcome. So way that we have. Next one, I think you know what's the next one, but this is X. Now we say in English, X. So we have sometime in a funny way we say love as ishq or X, right? And cross means never love, you know, it's dangerous. So we remember like this, don't do X. Love is ishq. So we remember like this, don't do X. So this is our X. X. I know this video is a little bit long, but in order to remember all of them, you have to watch a little bit longer. So we have X, right? Moving to the next one, we have Epsilon. There is no English variant for that, but I have to use it. This is like a kind of scientific term, Epsilon, and yes, it is. How do we remember this? By the end of the letters, the one before the last, we become more scientific. That's why we use scientific terms, because we have become scientific, we are becoming smart, so we use Epsilon. The German term is becoming scientific term. So Y is Epsilon, right? Epsilon is Y. Fine. Let's go with the last one. Last one is not Z, it's set. Set. And T and Z are together. Set. 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 Remember that. Set. So this is our Z. Set. When it is used in a spelling, it depends on where it is used. Sometimes it is pronounced as S, sometimes Z. Okay. For example, for time we say Z-E-I-T, that is sight. Sight, right? It is pronounced as S. If sometimes it is pronounced as Z itself, like, right? Okay, so this is set, but if we say it individually, we call it set. Okay? There is something extra in German. We call them special characters. What are the special characters that we have? We have these as special characters where we have initial three are called umlauts. Let me just here show you umlauts, and the last one that we have, which is like a beta symbol, is called special character is called S-set. S-set. Okay, special character is called S-set. Oh, you don't want to remember the name? Do not. It's okay. But remember, this is called S-set. I can show you here. But let's see how do we pronounce each of them. Right? Get rid of everything. Just now try to practice the pronunciation. A, let it be small or big with two dots on the top, which are called umlauts, is called A. A. Okay? This is called U. U, like U, like U. And this is U. A, U, U. A, U, U. So this is how you will remember. I know it's funny already, but you have to remember this. This is what it is, right? Like I said, languages. A, U, U, right? You will see in many places these letters. A, U, U, right? And this one is pronounced as double S, as in S. Like Heisen, right? Heisen. So if you don't want to write this, you can write double S as well at most places. But if you write this, you can change your German keyboard and you can guess this S-set, S-set, okay? As you mentioned, E-S-Z-E-T, I mean double T. That is S-set or beta, S, A-U-U-Z. That is sound, right? And that's the end of our chapter. Next chapter, we'll understand what is Buchstabieren or how to spell. And we are already at Kapital 5, that is chapter 5. Kapital 5, chapter 5, And if you haven't watched the previous chapters, do watch. They will help you to understand chapter 5. Because chapter 4 was about alphabet, right? So let's go with the 5th chapter, which is Buchstabieren. Right? This is a difficult word, don't worry about it. This means to spell. And how are we going to spell? Let's see. First of all, general question that we ask each other is wie heißt du or wie heißen Sie, or what's your name? You remember wie heißen Sie? That's okay, because that's the formal way of asking. Wie heißen Sie, and that's okay if you remember that one as well. Wie heißen Sie is what's your name. Now you're gonna say out your name. And how do you say that? Let's say my name is Satyendra, right? And I have to, in A1 exam, you have to pronounce each and every letter separately. And that is Buchstabieren, to spell. They will say, bitte buchstabieren Sie dein Name, and then you have to spell your name. So how would you do that? Let's see, one by one letter. And I think you know my name. You can write your name in your notebook and do that, right? This one is same as English. We discussed this, right? Because Satyendra will never change. This is S. This is A. This is T. This is A, kind of. This is N. This is D. And this is R. And this is A. So this is how would I say S, A, T, E, N, D, R, A. This is how you pronounce your name. Weird, but this is the German way. Okay. Many things will change because we used to call, let's just have a look at a few examples, not here, we can have it here itself in between. Remember, there's a German brand called BMW. Now, can you say this in German if you have watched chapter 5, alphabet? BMW. That's how they say German car, BMW. They don't call it BMW, right? BMW. If you ask any German, what is this? This is BMW. BMW, not BMW. So I would suggest you to write down your name, whatever your name is, and please do pronounce it together. Like in my case, I have my name mentioned here, right? That is Satyendra. You can do your name. In fact, you can ask your family member or write down your family member's name and do pronounce it. Now, what if you are dictating it to someone and someone didn't hear it? Someone didn't hear it, right? What will they say? They will say, wie bitte? If they didn't, in English, when we do not hear someone, what they're saying, what do we say? Excuse me, sorry. Bitte means please, actually. The real translation or direct translation is please. But when we add with we is how, but together that becomes wie bitte. Wie bitte in the sense, I beg your pardon, what did you just say? So, wie bitte, whenever you do not understand what I'm saying, even though I cannot hear you, on the other side of the screen, you can say wie bitte, and then you would remember this wie bitte. That means, I beg your pardon, what did you say? That's the first one. Now, when we are spelling, we also make some mistakes, right? Let's see. Kannst du das buchstabieren? Can you please spell it? Now, how do you say can and why buchstabieren is the end? Don't worry about it. Just try to remember this as it is. Kannst du das buchstabieren? Can you spell that, please? Can you please spell that? Or can you spell that? Kannst du das buchstabieren? If you want to ask your friends, can you please spell it? Kannst du das buchstabieren? Right. And if they spell it and they are little bit correct, that's good. If they're wrong, let's say I'm correct in here, what if I want them to repeat? If they are right, but I cannot hear them. Now comes difficult word. Entschuldigung. Entschuldigung is excuse me. If you have watched other German videos, you already know this word. And if you haven't, this is a long word. We'll break it into pieces. Entschuldigung. 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 So T is kind of silent, but we'll say Entschuldigung. 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 Okay. Excuse me. Noch einmal bitte. One more time, please. Noch is one more, like more. Einmal is one time. Bitte, I told you. please. Entschuldigung, noch einmal bitte. So one more time, please. So if let's say you want me to repeat, and of course, you know, I cannot hear you, but still use this phrase in, like you say by yourself. I would say that. Entschuldigung, noch einmal bitte. Noch einmal bitte. Entschuldigung, noch einmal bitte. One more time, please. Excuse me, one more time. Excuse me, because you want to stop them from speaking. Entschuldigung, noch einmal bitte. This is the phrase for, to asking to repeat. Then we have being formal if you want to ask someone who is going way too fast while speaking. Like I sometimes speak a little bit fast. So you can tell me, ein bisschen langsamer bitte. Ein bisschen langsamer bitte. Please go a little bit slower. Ein bisschen, little bit, or little. Langsamer is slower. Langsam is small, slow. Langsamer is slower. Ein bisschen langsamer bitte. Ein bisschen is little. Little. Ein bisschen langsamer bitte. Bitte is kind of being formal. You mentioned on the top. Being formal. Ein bisschen langsamer bitte. Right. I think we are almost at the end of the video, and this is the last one. And that is being formal. If you do not understand, even after that they are slow, you say, das verstehe ich nicht. I don't understand that. That I don't understand. You know, sometimes we say in English, and that you can even say, ich verstehe das nicht, but this is the most common one. Das verstehe ich nicht. The verb will always be in the center. You can change this one to here or to here, and there will be a chapter for that as well, to understanding this sequence thing, okay? Das verstehe ich nicht oder ich verstehe das nicht. But important is that verstehe. Verstehen is the verb, which means to understand. Das verstehe ich nicht. Das verstehe ich nicht. Das verstehe ich nicht. Remember, we is pronounced as F, or the real one is V, and it is pronounced as F. So das verstehe ich nicht. So we have reached the end of our video, and I hope you are enjoying this series of learning German from basic to advanced. And we are back with Kapital 6. We had 5 already, that is 5th, chapter 6, 6. Kapital 6, which is Personalpronomen. You can see already in English what is it? Personal pronouns. You know, I, he, she, and all those stuff. Personalpronomen. Personalpronomen. That means personal pronoun. You have to remember this word. It will be useful later. Personalpronomen. 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 Okay, great. Let's go with the first one. The first one that we use, that is personal pronoun, is ich. Ich. I. This is the most common one, right? Let me zoom in a bit for you guys so that you all can see it clearly. Ich is I. Ich is I. Okay? So this I think we have used multiple times, and ich is I and I is small. Remember this, I is small. If you use in between, in the beginning it is large. So ich is I. Let's go with the next one. The next one is you, and that is informal singular. There is a lot of this formality and informality, so we'll have to be a little bit careful about that. So informal singular, you is called do. This is similar to tu in Hindi. When we say tu, kind of, you can remember that's do, tu. That is informal singular, you, and that is do. Ich do. Ich do. Okay? Moving to the next one, we have he, she, it. He, she, it. Now let's remember the he, she, it together because they always come together and the conjugation is always same. So he, she, it. Sie, es. Notice that sometime I'm writing small, sometime capital, because it is what the way is. If I write capital, it becomes formal you. So don't do that. He is sie is sie, she is sie, and it is s. You have seen this already in multiple sentences. Sie, es. Sie, es. He, she, it. Sie, es. Ich, du, sie, es. Together. Ich, du, sie, es. Sie, es. Sie, es. Okay? This should be together, because you should try to remember these three together. They always come together even in English, right? He, she, it. They are conjugated same way. For example, I eat, you eat, but he, she, it eats. Same way here. So we write them together, RZS. Okay, let's move on to the next one. The next one that we have is we. We in the sense, together, we. And for that we have we're. We becomes we're, W small. We're. We're is we. So now we have more. Again, let's do it together. Ich, du, RZS, wir. Ich, du, RZS, wir. Ich, du, RZS, wir. Ich, du, RZS, wir. That is I, you, he, she, it, and we. Right? Write down in your notes, guys, with a table like this. You'll remember it better. Let's go on to the next one. And then we have you, informal plural. Informal plural, because we already seen informal singular. Now we are looking at plural informal, and that is you, and that is called ihr. This actually rhymes here, so we can remember it. Ich, du, RZS, wir, ihr. Ich, du, RZS, wir, ihr. Again, ich, du, RZS, wir, ihr. Ich, du, RZS, wir, ihr. Ihr, informal plural, you. And draw this table. Draw this table and try to remember in the same way, with the same rhyming thing. Ich, du, RZS, wir, ihr. Fine. Let's go with the next one, and that is you formal, which is used a lot, and you've already seen it multiple times. We're not going to discuss much, and that is Z. That is Z. Okay, I'm going to show you the next one as well, and we'll remember all of them together, because that is also Z, they, but small z. Now you notice that this small z is they, and this is also z. How do they recognize? Based on conjugation. But let's remember them together. Ich, du, RZS, ich, du, RZS, wir, ihr, sie, sie. Together. Ich, du, RZS, wir, ihr, sie, sie. Please sing it with me so that you can remember. Ich, du, RZS, wir, ihr, sie, sie. Ich, du, RZS, wir, ihr, sie, sie. And these are your personal pronouns. You can remember them, write them down. And what I used to do is take a screenshot of this, or I used to, what I was reading earlier, write it myself in a notebook and take that paper, stick it next to me. I used to revise it at least twice in a day, or so thrice in a day, so I could remember ich, du, RZS, wir, ihr, sie, sie. You would do that too. Initially, it will look, oh, I forgot that one. That's okay. Have a look at that, or watch the video again if you want to remember with me, right? If you watch the series, complete series, you will be kind of fluent in a way initially, and later we'll practice together. If you want to practice already, you want more data, visit German Char Academy website. It's mentioned in the description. We already have a course, and that is the end of our chapter called Personalpronomen, personal pronouns. Last time, ich, du, RZS, wir, ihr, sie, sie. And see you guys in the coming chapter. Alright guys, we already are at Kapital 7, that is chapter 7. I'm so happy to teach you guys, trust me. And we already have completed 6 chapters, great details, do watch them. There's a playlist available along with this video in the description. And also you can go on the channel and check it out by yourself. Check the channel out too. Kapital 7, Verben. Now you must be saying, why it's not Verben? Because V is F. No, whichever word is taken from English directly, they don't change that much. So that is, video is video, not video. Verben is not Verben. Okay, so this is Verben. Verben in the sense verbs. So we'll try to remember the most commonly used verbs in German, so that next time you want to create a sentence, you can use these words. So this is a kind of vocabulary chapter related to verbs. Okay, let's have a look at the first one, and that is wohnen. What is wohnen? I think we have seen this earlier. Wohnen is to live. Wohnen is to live. Wohnen is to live. Wohnen. Remember, every verb in German, the real form, right, the infinite form will end with en at the end. How do I remember wohnen is to live? Because if I turn the W first W, I can make my house like this. Right? So this is wohnen. Where do I live? So wohnen, I remember this way. Wohnen, that is to live. Wohnen is to live. Wohnen. Okay? The first one. Let's go with the second one, and second one is common. We already have seen wohnen. Now we're looking in common. I think we have seen this earlier. Woher kommen Sie? If you remember this, write in the chat that I do remember this. Woher kommen Sie? To come. To come from somewhere, right? To come. To come. Wohnen, kommen. Kommen is to come. Okay? Next one, and that we have, it is sein. Now, what is sein? In English, we say to be format. Out of this sein, we will get is, are, am. So when we conjugate it. So to be becomes sein. To be becomes sein. Right. To be is sein. Wohnen, kommen, sein. 3 already. Let's go with the next one. Next one that we have is verstehen. In one of the chapters about Buchstabieren, it was, I think, 5th chapter, 5, Kapital 5. We understood what is verstehen. V is F here. Verstehen is to understand. To understand is verstehen. It's important to add to so that you can understand it is a verb. En at the end, verb. To understand is verstehen. Wohnen, kommen, sein, verstehen. Already 4 verbs down. Right. Next one. Next one that we have is mentioned a little bit there, so I can move it here. And that is heißen. Heißen, I think, is called to be called or to call. So heißen. Heißen, we say, wie heißen Sie? Heißen is another verb that we have gone through, and you can write it here. Heißen. Next one that we have is called Buchstabieren. Let's just move a little bit there. We have seen already this particular verb, and I think we used in one of the chapters title as well. Buchstabieren, that is to spell. To spell. To spell. To spell. Great. Next one that we have is called schreiben. Schreiben, schreiben, or schreiben, you call it right now, but later you have to call it schreiben, ch sound, which means to write down. I don't know how I remember this, but I do. To schreibe is to write. Okay? Schreiben is to write. To write. To write is schreiben. Very important verbs. You will have to remember them. Okay? Schreiben. Next one that we have is called sprechen. Sprechen is to speak. Again, k sound, it has to be there. And we have seen this. Welche Sprachen sprechen Sie? Welche Sprache sprechen Sie? Which languages do you speak? So sprechen is to speak. This is to speak. Welche Sprache sprechen Sie? To speak. Welche Sprache sprechen Sie? To speak is sprechen. Okay? And that's the end of our chapter. We already have 8 verbs together. You can have a look at this and go with the first one. Wohnen, kommen, sein, verstehen, heißen, buchstabieren, schreiben, sprechen. The day you can say it like this, that means you have remembered these 8 verbs. I want you to take a screenshot or write them down in your notebook and, have quizzes with them. Basically ask yourself, what is wohnen, what is schreiben, what is buchstabieren, what is sein. Try to remember these 8 essential verbs that you will need anyway in A1. We'll need more, but these are the most essential ones. Kapital 8 or chapter 8 is Konjugation. Konjugation is conjugation. How do we convert our verbs based on multiple factors? Let's see. Okay, this is going to create sentences for you. This is going to convert the verbs in the right format. Okay, so let's be focused here. Konjugation, there's a rule in German that German verbs are conjugated according to actually the personal pronoun and used personal pronoun used as well as other factors. Not just personal pronoun, the other factors. For now, we'll focus only on personal pronoun. Personal pronomen. We already have seen personal pronomen earlier. Personal pronouns. but we'll see more about this. So please remember, the conjugation depends on multiple factors, but today we'll see connected to personal pronoun or personal pronoun, how do they conjugate? That means if it is I, what will be the verb? If it is he, what will be the verb, right? How will it change? Let's go with the first one. The first one that we have is ish, and that is ish wona. Ish wona. It's not that clear. I think it is clear, right? We can zoom in a bit. Let's see. I'll try. I think this is it. Last zoom. So we have ish, that is I, wona. That means I live. Ish wona. And if you want to go with the next one, do you remember the next one? What was the next one? Next one was do, and that is do wonst. Ish wona, do wonst. Now you can see there is a color change as well. That means the real format is wonen, and with every personal pronoun we change the only last two letters, that is en is changed. So here we add e, here we add st. With do we add st. Again, ish wona, do wonst. If you want to say I live, you live, so you say ish wona, do wonst. You live somewhere. Okay, ish wona, do wonst. Fine. Let's go with the next one. Now comes he, she, it. Look, rzs, discussed in personal pronoun chapter. rzs, we have seen this. So that is won't. So here we have only e, here we have st instead of the real one en. So generally, like I said, all the verbs will have en at the end. We remove that en and we keep changing the last two letters. Here we change it to e, then we change it to st, then we change it to t. Wona, wonst, won't. If I want to say he lives, in English we say he lives. Here we will say won't. Won't. Okay, he, she, it lives. So we say lives in German. In English we remove it. See, we say lives, and when it comes to he, she, it. But for I would say live. Same way in German, ish will become wona, but rzs will become won't. It's not very simple compared to English, but this is it. This is what it is, right? rzs won't. rzs won't. rzs won't. Let's go with the next one. And next one, see, the beautiful thing is that I'm keeping them all together so that you can, if you forgot the previous one, you can have a look at the previous one as well. So ish wona, do wonst, rzs won't, and wir, the real format, because we as together, wir means we means we, right? So we as together are strong, so we don't allow the verb to change. It will stay as it is in en format. This is the infinite format of a verb, right? So this is wonen, to live. So ish wona, do wonst, rzs won't, and wir wonen. No change whatsoever at the end of the verb. Generally we change the last two letters, and you can see here the change, right? And now we can see the next one, which is ear. Ear is won't, same as this one. We're repeating this. That means rzs, same as ear. And ear, what was ear? If you remember, this was you, plural and informal you. Plural, informal you is ear, and for ear we use won't with t at the end, same as rzs. Same as rzs, we use t here. So ear is won't. Again, ish wona, do wonst, rzs won't, wir wonen, ear won't. That means t at the end. Fine. Remember this e, st, t, e, and t. Next one, and that we have the last one. That is they, right? And I would say that this they and this we are together. That means they or we, they are all strong, right, together. So we don't change anything here. As you can see, en is used. So ish wona, do wonst, rzs won't, wir wonen, ihr won't, sie wohnen. This is how it is done. So look, first one we remove en, convert to e, st, then t again, then en, then t, and then en. Not much change in a verb, but you have to remember this change. Just have a tiny practice. Let's see. Let's try one more verb together. And yeah, I forgot the last one. That is formal you. Sorry for that. Formal you is same as, we. It's strong. Again, very formal. So we keep it as same as en format. No change whatsoever. Let me just go a little bit up. You can see here, en is used here as well. So three things use en, the infinite format, that is wir, sie, sie. And this is, what is it? It is our plural or singular formal you. Plural or singular formal you, wohnen, sie wohnen. Like I said, let's try one more word and we'll conjugate another verb called verstehen. Let's have a look at verstehen and we'll do it together. So, ich verstehe, remember, E we change. Du verstehst, ST we change. SES, versteht. Next one is, what was the next one? Let's see if you can remember. Wir verstehen, no change whatsoever. ESTTEN. And then we move on to the next one, that is ihr, and that is informal plural you, and that is versteht, same as SES. And last or second last is sie, that is they, which is verstehen. Ich, du, SES, wir, ihr, sie, and sie. Last one. So we have already seen this is common, and the last one will also be the same thing, that is verstehen. And here we go, another conjugation for another verb, and that we have ich verstehe, du verstehst, SES versteht, wir verstehen, ihr versteht, sie verstehen, and sie verstehen. What is verstehen, by the way, is to remember, to understand. And this is how you conjugate. If I want to say, you understand, you say, du verstehst. And if I want to say, I understand, ich verstehe. We all understand, we say, wir verstehen. They understand, sie verstehen. And that is the end of our chapter. How do we conjugate verbs? Remember one more thing. Not every verb will be conjugated like this. These are called regular verbs. Okay? Little bit glimpse about the coming chapters, not coming chapter, but further future chapters. There we will see what are irregular verbs as well. These are regular verbs, so the conjugation will be same for every regular verb. Irregular verb have weird changes in them. We are at Kapital 9, and that is the Konjugation von sein. What is sein? We'll see in this chapter. Actually, the German translation or literal translation is to be. In English, we call it to be, like I am. This am is what we need to understand. How do we say I am, right, in German? So let's continue. And like I said, the chapter's name is Conjugation of sein, Konjugation von sein. The first one that we have is ich bin. What does it mean? I am. See, in English, we call it this one as ich, that is I am. Ich bin. Okay, don't say I am bin. No, ich bin. So whenever you create a sentence called I am this, I am this, I'm a teacher, I'm a student, you can say that ich bin and then whatever you want to say about yourself. Ich bin. Remember that ich bin is the one I am. So let's see some sentences for ich bin so that you can remember ich bin. This is my Elias name, another channel. You can use your own name. And this is another way to say out your name in short. Ich bin and your name over here. Ich bin Sam, ich bin Rahul, ich bin Satyendra, ich bin whatever your name is, Ash. So your name and you can add ich bin. This is the shortest and most informal way of saying out your name. Instead of mein Name ist oder ich heiße, you can say also ich bin, whatever your name is, right? Let's go for the next sentence, and here I'm going to talk about my profession. Ich bin Lehrer. Lehrer is a teacher. Let me just keep it here. Ich bin Lehrer. Lehrer is a teacher. This is for the teacher. You must be thinking, why haven't they mentioned I am a teacher? In German, for a profession, they don't use a. Like in English, say, I'm a teacher, I'm a doctor. We add, they don't add it here. In other things, they do. So, ich bin Lehrer directly. Ich bin Sam, ich bin Lehrer. Now you do it for yourself. Ich bin, whatever your name. And ich bin, if you're a student, ich bin Student. oder whatever your profession is. So create your own profession, search about it. Of course, profession chapter will be separate, but you can create your own sentence. Ich bin your name and your profession. If you're a student, then you say student. Ich bin Student. For feminine students, we say Studentin. Okay? Ich bin Sam. Ich bin Lehrer. Lehrer is a teacher. So this a person teaches. Let's go with the next one. The next one that we have is do best. See, I'm asking you one thing, guys, to please keep creating tables and keep taking notes. Without the notes, you cannot remember them. You need to revise them. I can only make you understand. Revision is your part. So second one we have is do best. Do best. Remember ish? So ish was ich bin, and we have do best. Ich bin du best. What is do? Do is informal singular you. So when you know the person, in person, basically any person, and you want to call them you, so you call them do. Like we said, very close to tu, but not exactly tu in Hindi. So do best. That means you are. So how can we translate this? Let me just erase this area and we'll clear it here, and we'll talk about literal translation is you are. So do best is you are. Ich bin is I am. So am can be called as bin, and are can be called as best only for do. Not always are is gonna be same, right? So ich bin du bist. Let's have some examples of you are. So we say du bist freundlich. You are friendly, right? Some people say that about me. I don't know if I am, but du bist freundlich. That means you are friendly. This is the literal translation of friendly. Freundlich. Friendly. Okay. Du bist freundlich. That means you are friendly. And you can see here best is used, right? Ich bin and do best. Let's go for the next one. If we do have next example over here, du bist sehr nett. This is easier to remember, guys, right? Now we're getting into a little bit difficult category, but fun category. That is creating sentences, right? So du bist sehr nett. Nett is nice, and sehr is very. I think you can see now what's the meaning. You are very nice. You are very nice. I hope somebody can say that about me. Du bist sehr nett. You are very nice. So, du bist freundlich. Du bist sehr nett. Today, when you meet a person who is learning German, even if they are not, say these things and tell them the translation, the English part, and they will be like, wow, thank you so much. Du bist freundlich. Du bist sehr nett. Please write it down in your notebook. And if you're not taking notes, you're making a mistake. You have to watch the video again. I mean, I don't mind it, but writing down what I'm saying will be helpful for later. Let's go for the next one. The next one we have RZS. 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 That is he, she, it. He, she, it. So let's write it down first of all. He, she, it. My bad. So this should be it. He, she, it. This is your is, basically. Ist. RZS is ist. So whenever you want to create a sentence for he, she, that he is a person, he is a nice person, whatever. So you say ist or sie ist, es ist. Ist is literal translation of is. Right? He or she or it is, right? Let's have a look at few sentences based on that, and we'll see the first one. Sie ist langsam. Sie ist langsam. She is slow. She is slow. Langsam means slow. Okay? She is slow. Slow, not slow. Slow. Slow in the sense not that fast. Okay? The first sentence that we have. The second sentence that we have is about ist langweilig. Langweilig is another difficult word, but this means boring. Ist Langweilig. Langweilig means boring. Now you're getting a lot of new words. Please write these down. Langsam. Let's see if you can remember them. These two words, langsam and langweilig. Langsam, slow. Slow. And langweilig, boring. Okay. So, ist langweilig. Important is that you remember ist and sie ist. Right. This you can practice later. Right. Let's go to the next one. The next one we have is another question. Another. Es ist klein. It is small. Like, let's say I have a pen which is small. So es ist klein. Es ist klein. Klein is small. Ist is, you know, is. Es ist klein. It is small. Es ist klein. It is small. Go for the next one. Now we're going to change our personal pronoun and the conjugation, which is wir. Wir is we. And sind is are. We are, we say in English. Here we say wir sind. Wir sind. Wir sind. Told you, if after S comes a vowel, mostly it is pronounced as Z. So this is sind, not sind. Wir sind. Wir sind. With me, guys. Wir sind. So if you want to say we are nice, wir sind nett. We are nice. Wir sind nett. Nett we already understood in previous sentence. Let's go for the next, or in this case example. Wir sind Studenten. So for single student, it's student. But as soon as we add en, that is students. So we add students. This is plural students. Sind is are. Sind. And wir is we. We are students. We are students. Wir sind Studenten. I think you can say that when you're together, you have a meet, and when we will have a meet, you can say that wir sind Studenten und ich bin Lehrer. I'm a teacher, you are students. Right? So we are students, wir sind Studenten. Let's go with the next one. The next we have another example. Wir sind verheiratet. Verheiratet is a little bit difficult. We can leave it right now. It means we are married. There will be a chapter about marriage, family. So we can see verheiratet later. For now, you remember wir sind. Wir sind. Sind is important. In fact, you can remember this one because you are all students. Wir sind Studenten. Okay? Let's go for the next one. And that is ihr seid. What is ihr? Ihr is when you use you informal plural. Let's write it down first of all. You, which is informal plus plural. So that means I'm saying it to, let's say, 3 to 4 students. I can be a little bit informal because I do know these students. So I can say, ihr seid nett. That means you are nice. For many people. If I want to say for one person, I'll say, du bist nett. You are nice for one person. But if it's many people, I would say, ihr seid nett. That means you are nice. Ihr seid nett. That means you are nice. Great. An example would be ihr sind Kinder. You are children. So let's say we have many kids these guys are not stopping. We can say you guys are kids. Ihr seid Kinder. Ihr seid Kinder. You guys are kids. Or children, basically. We can use the word children here. Kinder. Okay. So this Kinder is the plural version. Otherwise, we call it Kind. Kind. I think you have known this. You know this word from the Kinder chocolate. Kinder means kids or children. Okay. There is no children's. Okay. This is already plural. So ihr seid Kinder. Seid is are. You in the sense plural. Remember this you guys directly because so that you can say this you is plural. This is not singular you. All right. Next one that we have is ihr seid Indien. You are Indian. All of you guys, right? Let's say we are mainly Indian people who are studying. If other people are watching these videos, I'm really happy. I mean, happy for everyone, but lots of love from India. And let's have a look. Ihr seid In Deen, ihr seid in Deen. You all are, or you are Indian. Zaid is important for us to remember. In Deen, we have seen earlier, right? Ihr seid Kinder, ihr seid in Deen. Very simple sentences. I think we all can remember. Now we have Sie sind. Sie sind is used for, this Sie, which is small, is used for they. They. So this is they. They are. Sie sind. I know, a little bit boring now, but try to write down the rules. Later you will see this is very helpful. They are, Sie sind. If it is small, if it is capital, it becomes you formal. Singular or plural doesn't matter, but formal you. Okay. So let's have an example of Sie sind. Sie sind Ärzte. Now this is again a difficult one. They are doctors. Arzt is doctor. Ärzte is the plural of doctors. So Sie sind Ärzte. That means they are doctors. They are doctors. Like we had a meeting with the doctors. We were teaching them German. So we can say that. Sie sind Ärzte. Now why is it not capital? I mean not small, because it is the first letter. Otherwise it is capitalized. But from this one itself, we can say they are doctors. Okay. Next one that we have is Sie sind glücklich. Sie sind glücklich. They are lucky. They are lucky. Glücklich is, you can see the word luck over here. This means glücklich is lucky. Sie sind glücklich. Okay. Next one we can see here, and that is Sie sind directly. Like I told you, there's no change in here, though in the word, but if you make it capital, this becomes you formal. And this one is again you are. When we say you are, that means we are not saying plural, but singular or plural doesn't matter, but formal. It's all about formal. So Sie sind. Remember Sie sind. Okay. So let's have a look at an example of this too. Sie sind betrunken. No, let's forget about this word. You will be confused. Maybe we have a better one. Sie sind sehr nett. This is easier. Betrunken, forget about it. So we can remember this one. This is easier. Sie sind sehr nett. That means you are very nice. By the way, homework, search about this word and see what it is in Google. For now, remember, for you, singular, plural, formal, we use sind, and that is Sie sind sehr nett. You are very nice. Sie sind sehr nett. Right? So, and I think with this, we end our personal pronouns, right? And their conjugation with sein. So we have ich bin, du bist, all this is over. If you have taken notes, great. If you have not, watch the video again. Start from ich till sie, that is the last one, and you will see it will become easy eventually. Try to create one sentence for each. Things will become really easy. Chapter 10, and that is the Konjugation von haben. In the previous chapter, chapter 9, we have seen Konjugation von sein, that is to be. Today we are looking at for conjugation of have. This is have. Haben. You know, I have a pen, you have a book, whatever. This have is kind of same in German, I mean in English. So we say has and have we use. Same way here we have to use something else. This is gonna be fun and a little bit hard working for you. It has to be worked hard because you have to take notes and create sentences. The first one that we have is ich habe. Ich habe. That means I have. Ich habe. So what happens to haben? Haben is the main form, okay? Ich is I, by the way, and this is have. So when you convert or conjugate with ich, we remove the n, or generally the en is conjugated every time. So we remove the n, this becomes habe. Whenever there's e at the end, we read it as a, not e at the end. So ich habe, whatever. Ich habe, whatever you have, let's say. Ich habe Buch. Ich habe ein Buch, right? You can say that. So we can go next and we can see one sentence. Ich habe Hunger. Now that means I have hunger, literal translation. But in German, they don't say I am hungry. If you say ich bin Hunger, they'll say, is your name Hunger? because bin is used for I am. We have seen in the previous chapter. Ich habe Hunger. I have hunger. That means I am hungry. But this literal translation is I have hunger. Right? Ich habe Hunger. That means I am hungry. Ich habe Hunger. Let's have a look at the next one. So you can see the user habe. Ich habe Fieber. Fieber is fever. You know, when you are sick, you have fever, and this is the season going on for fever. I had yesterday itself. So ich habe, or I have fever. That means ich habe Fieber. This is Fieber. Habe. Ich habe Fieber. Okay. Let's go for the next one. Probably we'll go with next. That is du. Du hast. Hast is basically you have. You have. And du, I'm not going to repeat this. What is this kind of you? You have seen many videos. If you haven't, you should watch it again. This is informal singular you. Okay. Hast is have. You have. Du hast. Ich habe. Du hast. That means I have and you have. So ich habe and du hast. If you use it for I, it has to be habe. But our haben is conjugated from this to this. Hast. Ich habe und du hast. Let's go for the next one. And next one will be a sentence for this. Du hast recht. Du hast recht. You are right. I know this should be are, but this is how German works, you know. Du hast recht. Recht is you are right. You are right. I always create sentence with rest over here with hast. Okay. You are right. Fine. Let's go with the next one. Du hast Butter. Du hast Butter in the sense you have butter. Du hast Butter. So if you're sitting on a dining table or sitting anywhere and eating, you say, you have butter. Can I have it? Right? So you say, du hast Butter. That means you have butter. This is Butter. Fine. Next one that we have is probably the he, she, it. I think we have seen this earlier. He, she, and it can be conjugated as hat. So haben becomes hat. So for have we use hat. So if I say he has, I will say hat. If I say she has, sie hat. It has, es has, hat. Same thing. So hat will be used for three of them. Let's have a look at one or two sentences over here. Hat Kopfschmerzen. Little bit longer word, but we can understand it in pieces. Kopf is head, Schmerzen is pain. So headache basically. Is he, hat is has. He has basically headache or pain in the head. Hat Kopfschmerzen. Most importantly, you can see hat. Hat. That means he has. Okay, let's go for the next one. The next one that we have is sie hat Schmerzen. I think we can see that if she has pain or he has pain anywhere, you can use Schmerzen. She has pain or she is in pain. Sie hat Schmerzen. Schmerzen is pain. Sie hat Schmerzen. Let's go for the next one. And that is es. Es hat funktioniert. It works. Es hat funktioniert. Funktioniert is work. You can leave this phrase, it's okay. We have wir. Now we are changing from ich, du, as yes, we jump to wir. What is wir? We know wir is we. Haben is the same form as it is. We used it, whatever the original form, so it becomes have. This is we have. No change. Like in ich, we make it from ich, haben to ich habe. We don't use haben as it is. In case of du, we use hast, but in wir, we use as it is haben. So wir haben. With me. Wir haben. Ich habe, du hast, sie, es hat, hat. Und wir haben. Wir haben. Let's go for the next one, or maybe a sentence would be fine. Wir haben telefoniert. That means we have telephone or called. We have called you guys, right? Or we have called you. Say, wir haben telefoniert. That means we have called you. Wir haben telefoniert. That means we have called you. Haben, as you can see here, for wir, we use haben. right? Moving to the next one, we have another sentence. Wir haben Eier. We have eggs. So let's say your neighbor comes, do you have eggs? Yes, we have eggs. Wir haben Eier. Eier is the plural version of eggs, okay? A singular as well. Wir haben Eier. Wir haben Eier. Wir haben Eier. Great. We have eggs. Next one, we can go to the next one, that is ihr. Ihr habt. Ihr habt. What is habt? Same as has or have. And this one is, what is ihr? I think by now you should be able to answer this question. What is ihr? Ich, du, er, sie, es, wir, ihr. So ihr is informal plural you. Informal plural you. Ihr habt. So instead of haben, we change it to habt. Ich habe, du hast, er, sie, es hat, wir haben, ihr habt. Okay, this is the conjugation of haben. Let's have a look at one of the sentences. Ihr habt alles. You have everything. Ihr habt alles. You guys have everything, right? You can say that. Ihr habt alles. Ihr habt alles. You should be happy. You have everything. Ihr habt alles. This is all, and this is have. You have everything, basically. Let's go with the next one, and that is ihr habt gewonnen. You have won. Now, why this word ge in front of one? Because this is a kind of a conjugation, right? And we're not going to discuss more about gewonnen, why habt will take ge form. That's okay, but important is ihr habt. Ihr habt. Gewonnen means won. You have won. So perfect tense it is. Perfect tense will be almost at the end of this series. For now, remember, ihr habt is important for you. Ihr habt. Ihr habt. Moving to the next one, and probably that's the second last one. Sie haben, and even the next sie will be haben for sure. We know that, right? Generally, the last two, that is they. This is they, by the way. Have. The conjugation for they is always the same as the original form. Like we have in the case of wir, that is haben, and that is they. So they have, right? Moving to the next one, and the sentence is Sie haben Wein. They have wine. Sie haben Wein. As you can see, they have wine, right? Sie haben nichts. They have nothing. They have nothing. They have nothing. Sie haben nichts. They don't have it. Or, you can say that, right? Now we have the last sie, that is formal or formal singular plural you. So this is formal you. And we have haben for that as well. Same as we have seen earlier, right? For they as well, it's the same thing. So we can say Sie haben alles. You have everything if you want to be polite. And I think last one we have Sie haben nichts. Same way we have seen earlier. Now we have understood what is ich, er, sie, es. All of these personal pronouns conjugated with haben. So if I say ich habe, that means I have. You have, du hast, right? So if you haven't taken notes, please watch it again. Do take notes. Trust me, by the end of the series, you will be speaking quite a bit of German. Introducing yourself properly with quite good sentences, and we'll see this will be helpful for your A1 interview. They ask for, not interview, introduction. They'll ask for your introduction. You can use these sentences as it is, okay? Now, let's begin with the first sentence. Let me just put it here a little bit. Okay. Ich heiße, and your name. For me, let's say ich heiße Satyendra. You can say it here. Ich heiße, your name over here. So I am called, or my name is this. This is the first sentence, and you should use as it is. Ich heiße, and your name. Ich heiße, and your name. Next one that we have is mein Familienname ist Char. So my family name is Char. You can say your own. What is your surname? Familienname. Familienname is your family name. Mein Familienname ist Char. My family name or my surname is Char. Okay? You can use your own. Going to the next one, we have Ich komme aus Indien. I think we have seen this earlier. Aus is from, comma is to come. basically I come from India. Indien is called, India is called Indien. Ich komme aus Indien. I come from India. If you're from other country, do please search how Germans call your name, because Chinese is not Chinese in German, it's Chinesisch, right? So search about it. What is it called, right? So what is it called? What is it not called? So every country is called differently. Most of them I would say in German. So for India we have Ich komme aus Indien. I come from India. Okay, let's go with the next one. And next one we have a new phrase, which is your age. Ich bin 32 Jahre alt. This is, you don't have to worry about the age number now. Let's say we can call it in English for now, but we have a chapter coming for number, which is probably the next chapter. We can understand numbers there. Ich bin, we have seen this in previous chapter. I am, your number, that is age. Jahre alt, that means years old. Alt is old, literally, and this is I am, and I think you know already ish. And this is the number you can use, whatever your age is, 15, 17, 20, 25, 30, 40, 60, whatever your age is. And how to say that in German, we'll see that later. Okay, we have a chapter coming. For now, just write it in English and say Ich bin, whatever the number, Jahr alt. Ich bin, J is pronounced as Y, you know that, J alphabet chapter, go through that. Ich bin, whatever the age, Jahr alt, whatever your age is. We are going towards a good introduction in German. Going to the next one, Ich bin Lehrer. I told you when we talk about profession, in German, we don't use a. In English, we say, I am a teacher. I am a teacher, right? So, they add a over here, an article, right? In German, they don't. They don't say, Ich bin ein Lehrer. They don't say that. They don't say that. They say directly, Ich bin Lehrer. I am teacher. And Lehrer is teacher. And you can use your own profession, search about it. What is your profession? You will get a lot of words in profession chapter, but for now, you can search about it, or you can use right now any other word. You can use student, ich bin Student, or ich bin Studentin. Now, if I want to say a female teacher, let's say, I would add in over here, Lehrerin. That means I am a female teacher. In will be added along with Lehrer to show this is a female teacher, right? So gender matters here. Next one that we have, Ich kann 4 Sprachen sprechen. I can speak 4 languages, right? Ich kann 4 Sprachen. Whenever it comes to language, this is k sound, that is in Hindi k or kh. Whenever it is in expression, that is the verb to speak, this ch is sh. That means kind of like this, sh. Ich kann 4 Sprachen sprechen. I can speak 4 languages. Ich kann 4 Sprachen sprechen. I can speak 4 languages. This would be a good introduction, I can see, right? We have many sentences ready. Now, which are those languages? Look at this nice sentence. And it's not that difficult, okay? Ich kann, that means I can, Hindi, English, Deutsch. I think there should be C here. So sorry guys, this is a mistake. English should have C in German. Und ein bisschen Marathi sprechen. Whatever your language, let's say you're learning a new language, you can add that. Okay, if it's 4 languages, 5 languages, you can add. At the end, say und ein bisschen. What is ein bisschen? Little bit, a bit, and a bit or a little bit. Which language? Whatever it is. So you can say, let me just clear it. It's a little bit messed up. So we can say ein bisschen is a bit. So ich kann Hindi, English, Deutsch und ein bisschen Marathi sprechen. Whatever language you speak the least, write it at the end and add ein bisschen. For now, you can say ich kann English, Hindi, whatever the language you speak, und ein bisschen Deutsch sprechen. That means a little bit of German I speak. You do. If you have watched the previous videos, you do. That means the previous 10 videos, right? And I think we are reaching almost the end about the hobbies. Mein Hobbys sind Videospiel und Tischtennis spielen. And that is true. I love watching videos and I love playing table tennis. It's so true. I used to play really well. Now it's all gone. I'm busy a little bit. So meine Hobbys sind. See, I told you this about, we have already seen this. Ich bin, du bist, that one. So hobbies are plural. So we use sind, multiple hobbies. You can say they are. So meine Hobbys sind Videospiel, video play, Spiel is play, und Tischtennis. Tisch is table. Now we got a new word. Tisch is table, tennis is tennis. Spielen. See, playing video, Spiel, and Spielen is to play. Mein Hobbys sind Videospiel und Tischtennis spielen. You can say whatever your hobby is, right? There will be again a chapter for hobbies, but for now, remember how to say the sentence for hobbies. Meine Hobbys sind. Now, these are all same. You don't have to change anything. Till here, everything is going to be same for you. Here, you can change. And that's it, guys. We are at the end of the introduction. We talked about age, we talked about profession, we talked about who I am, my family name, everything. In the end, hobbies. We got a nice 5 to 6 sentences introduction. If you want, you can do one thing. Write in the comment box your introduction in German. If you make spelling mistake, it's okay. I'll try to correct you. And in today's session, that is Kapital 12. That is 12, we'll see bestimmte Artikel. We won't see unbestimmte. That is, we don't see indefinite article. We'll see only definite. Otherwise, the chapter will become very large. So we'll not see this. We'll only see this. Bestimmte Artikel. Definite article. What is definite article? Let's see in detail. So bestimmte Artikel, that means definite articles, are the articles which are the. We say the, you know. In German, we have the. In English, we have just the. One the. For feminine, masculine, for neutral, for plural, everything we have one the. But here we have separate the's. Everything, they all are the in English, you know. The or the, depending on situation. But here, everything is different. So for masculine, it's there. For feminine, it's the. For neutral, it's das. And for plural, it's also the. So you can remember two already. Feminine and plural, that is same. That is the and the. And for masculine, it is there. And for neutral, is das. There, the, das, the. So how did I remember them? I remembered them repeating one and all the time. There, the, das, the. There, the, das, the. This is bestimmte article. That is das. That is da. Right? So we have there, the, das, the. There, the, das, the. And masculine, feminine, neutral, plural. Remember the sequence. There, the, das, the. Okay. Some sentences connected to that. Let's have a look at one or two. First of all, the masculine one, that is there. Any sentence about that? Yes. Der Hund. So every noun is given gender. Same as Hindi or any other language. Let's say Marathi or probably Telugu or Tamil. Probably they also have genders. Everything is assigned a gender. Living thing, non-living thing. So they have der Hund. That means the dog. The dog. And the dog, we have to remember every noun from now with its article. This is masculine. Hund is considered masculine, right? In India, we have this thing with cat. It's always considered feminine. Even if it is a male cat or female cat, we call it feminine, right? Every car, we call it Gadi, is considered feminine. So the same thing works with German. For masculine, we have der. We call it der Hund. That is the dog. Next one. A sentence about that. Der Hund ist schön. The dog is beautiful. The dog looks good. So der Hund ist schön. We already know what is. So der Hund ist schön. Beautiful, right? Hund is dog. Schön is beautiful. Der Hund ist schön. So we say the dog is beautiful. Der Hund, right? Most importantly, that's what we are trying to get. Second is feminine. That is the. Feminine, we have the. And we'll see it here, an example. Even in German, like in Hindi, cat is considered feminine. So we have the, that is the Katze. This is the, by the way. The cat, the Katze. Katze. The Katze. You can say the Katze. The Katze, the cat. This is our feminine die Katze. Die Katze. Please repeat it after me. Die Katze. Right. Next one we have feminine sentence with Katze. Die Katze is süß. The cat is sweet. Süß is cute or sweet. Die Katze is süß. Ü sound. And this is asset. That is, we use it in Heise. Die Katze ist süß. The cat is sweet or cute. Right, this is our die. Moving to the next one that we have, we go neutral. Neutral is das. Das in the sense, for any neutral word we feel, if it is given neutral gender, we call it das. Let's have an example. Das Buch. Buch is considered neutral in German. So das Buch, the book. So this is the book. Das Buch. Das Buch. That is that or the book. You can say the book. Das Buch, right? Neutral gender. And I think we have a sentence over here. Ich mag das Buch. I like the book. I like the book. Ich mag das Buch. Mag is like. We don't have to remember it right now. Important is das, right? Die. For plural, we use die, and we have here die Bücher. Now, the singular form, this is the, by the way, and singular form of book is Buch. And plural becomes Bücher. We add umlaut and er. Some of the nouns become plural after only doing this, but rules will be later in the coming chapter. Probably on 20th or 21st chapter we'll have plural, probably. So there we have die, which is for plural, die Bücher, not Buche, Bücher, right? This is Buch, but this is Bücher, okay? That is the books. So this is the books. An example, the Bücher sind teuer. This is a nice way to say that. The books are expensive. This is expensive. The books, this is plural. So we use die in the case of plural, right? This is books, not singular, but plural. Die Bücher sind teuer. And we have seen this rule in the previous chapter. Why sind over here? Why not ist? It's a thing. We should use this. No. For plural, we use sind, right? So die Bücher sind teuer. Die Bücher sind teuer. The books are expensive, right? Moving to the next one, and I think that's the end. Okay, we have here repetition or kind of revision. So masculine we have der, feminine die, neutral das, and plural die. I would request you to take these, create a table, and write the sentences we have discussed today, so that you can remember these der, die, das, die. These are 4 thus according to the gender. And remember, things do get gender according to German rules. Sometimes they don't make sense, but it is what it is, like I said, in languages. Nummer 1 bis 10, number 1 to 10, and we'll start with 0. We'll start with 0. Let's start taking notes. 0 is called null. Null is 0, nothing, right? First one is null. I think we can remember this. Sorry, we can remember this because in computer world, in many other cases, we use null. So it's null, 0, nothing, right? Second one is number 1. Second one in the sense, next number is 1. Eins. See, when we say number 1, we say eins, but when we say between the number, we don't use this s. Remember that. Eins is 1. Ein we use in between when we have number. We remove this s, but 1 is eins. Remember that 1 is eins, or sometimes use ein depending on situation. So you can remember eins oder ein. That is 1. Then we have 2, that is zwei. This is not zwei, this is zwei. 2 zwei, or means zwei. 2 zwei, right? 2 zwei. 0, 1, zwei. You can take this end over s here and use it like this, eins, zwei, continuous. 0, 1, zwei. Moving to the next one, we have drei and vier together. Let's try to remember them together. Drei and vier. Drei und vier. So dry it the vier, that is 3 and 4. Dry the vier. In English we can say, already we have learned a lot. Let's dry the vier. So that is 3 und 4, 3 and 4. 3 und 4, 3 and 4. 3 und 4, 4 because V is pronounced as F. 3 und 4, 4. And the next one that we have is 5. 5, that is 5. 5, that is 5. With umlaut, it is called 5. 5, okay? 5 is 5. Moving to the next one, and that is probably written over here. So I can move it over there, and you can see here 6. Okay? Don't pronounce this as S, it will be something weird. So this is 6. 6 is 6. And then we have 7. Remember, if there's any vowel involved in front of S, it becomes Z. So this is 6, this is 7, like 7, it is 7. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Moving to the next one, and that is 8. 8. It's very close to English, so you can remember that. 8. 8. 6, 7, 8. Try to group things together so that you can remember it clearly, and do take notes as well. 6, 7, 8. Then we have 9, that is 9. 9, that is 9. Alright, and the final one, 9 is 9, close. And then we have 10, that is 10. Now we are sane. Now we are sane. Let's see all of them together. We have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right? All of them are over here, guys. I hope you learned something new. Take a screenshot so that you can remember all of them. Let's continue our German A1, and we are at Kapital 14, that is chapter 14, hobbies. And you might think the spelling of hobbies is incorrect. No, in German, this is exactly the way it is written, not with IES, but directly with S, that is hobbies, right? Hobbies. This is exactly correct. It's not English, it's German, hobbies, right? Now, what kind of hobbies do we get? Same as English, right? But yes, different words. Über Hobbys sprechen, that means talking about hobbies, right? That's what we're going to do. Über Hobbys sprechen, talking about hobbies. So what kind of hobbies do we have? First of all, we have to ask question. What do people like doing? For example, the statement would be, was machen die Leute gern? Now, let's decode this statement. Was is what, machen is doing or to do. Die Leute, the people, gern. So gern is added at the end in order to show likeness, that is gladly. What do people do gladly? That's what they're asking. That means what do people like doing? Was machen die Leute gern? Whenever I say something and I'm doing it slowly, I'm repeating it slowly, please repeat after me so that you can carry or you can understand the accent. Was machen die Leute gern? This is what it is said. That means what do people like doing? Was machen Sie gern? What do you like doing? So when you ask someone else their hobby, you can ask this. Was machen Sie gern? What do you like doing? Right? Then we have the next statement. Answer for that is lese gern. That means I like reading. Or I enjoy reading. Or I read gladly. So lese is basically reading. So some people do read, right? So it's lese gern. Now another person might ask, hören Sie gern Musik? That means do you like listening to music? Hören Sie gern Musik? That means do you like listening to music? Hören is to listen and Musik is music, and you already know Sie is you and gern is gladly. Hören Sie gern Musik or Musik gern? Both are correct in this case, right? Answer is ja oder nein, yes or no. So ja, sehr gern, yes, a lot. Hören Sie gern Musik? Ja, sehr gern, yes, a lot. So this is very much. I gladly, basically I like listening to music a lot. So this is ja, sehr gern, the answer for that question. Moving to the next statement, which is lesen Sie gern? Some people directly might ask, do you read a lot or do you like reading? So answer for that would be nicht so gern. Let's say a person like me who doesn't like to read, who likes to watch, we might answer nicht so gern, not so much, right? Lesen Sie gern, that means do you like reading or do you read gladly? Answer is nicht so gern, not that much, right? Okay, let's move on to the next one. Say we are going a little bit fast. You have to take notes, pause the video, keep taking notes, and if you want the full course, remember where to go, german.characademy.com, right? Moving ahead, we have answer for that. Sometimes we say es geht so, it is okay, or we say so lala, okay, you know, it goes basically. Es geht so in the sense it is okay basically. So either you say nicht so gern for negative, or you say es geht so, that means nah, it's okay, not a big deal, right? Now let's have a list of all the hobbies we have seen so far. First one is, keep writing in your notebook, essen gehen, to go out for eating or going for eating, essen gehen. Second one in Fernsehen, to watch TV, Fernsehen. Fernseher is TV, Fernsehen is to watch TV. Malen, right? Malen is basically painting or drawing, right? So malen. Then we have kochen, is to cook. I like cooking actually, so I say ich koche gern. I like cooking gladly, so this is ich koche gern. Kochen is to cook. Then we have laufen, to run. Laufen, run, right? Then we have more hobbies who are tanzen. Tanzen is to dance, right? So there was something called dancing, who used to sing amazingly. Now we dance on that, so we have tanzen, dancing. Then we have wandern. Wandern is like wandering around, walking around, that is, you know, so that is wandern. Einkaufen, most people do enjoy this, that is shopping. I do sometime too. Einkaufen, that is shopping. Write it down. Einkaufen, shopping. Kaufen is to buy. Einkaufen, which is a separable verb, which we'll see in our sessions later. Einkaufen, shopping. Then we have Musik hören, that is to listen to music. Musik hören, that is to listen to music. Repeat after me. Musik hören, to listen to music, right? And finally, we have Skifahren, which is very rare in India, but yeah, abroad they have Skifahren, skiing basically, Skifahren, right? And these were our hobbies. You can take a screenshot, you can write it down. These are common hobbies that people have. If you have another few other hobbies, you can search on Google or write us an email. We'll let you know what is that hobby called in German, right? And guys, that's the end of this chapter. Let's move to the next chapter. If you want, you can take a pause here to take notes, read your notes, or proceed with us to the next chapter. Kapitel 15, that is Ja oder Nein Fragen. Now what is this? That is chapter 15, yes or no questions. What happens in yes, no questions? So when you ask any person any question and the answer is either yes or no, that is called Ja, Nein Fragen. So basically yes, no questions. Ja is yes, Nein is no, Fragen is questions. Ja oder Nein, oder is or, Fragen. Ja, Nein, Fragen. Good. So let's move forward, and we have a structure first of all to understand. See, we have to convert statement to question. So we have to understand a statement. In German, they convert statement to question. So how do we write statement? Wir gehen ins Kino. Sorry for this spelling. This should be small, but anyway, it's okay. Only nouns are capitalized. So wir gehen ins Kino. That means we are going for a movie, right? Or we go to movie, right? That is, we have cinema. How would I convert this into a question? There is a way. You have to move the verb first and then subject after that. Verb first, subject after that, this becomes a question. Earlier, we used to have this one here in the statement and this was here. No, we move the verb first, personal pronoun next, that is the subject next, and then we have the remaining thing. So, gehen wir ins Kino? Are we going for movies? Right? Are we going for a movie? So that's what it's saying. Gehen wir ins Kino? Are we going to the cinema? Gehen wir ins Kino? So you see, verb first, then subject, and then the remaining statement. Right? So we have similar. Ich trinke gern Kaffee. Do you want to create it by yourself? I'll give you a few seconds. See what's going to happen, the verb will come first. So the statement will become trinke ich gern Kaffee. That means, do I like drinking coffee? So I'm asking someone, right? Maybe about myself. Do I like drinking coffee, you think? So trinke ich gern Kaffee. Okay, next one. Sie fliegt nach Goa. She is flying to Goa, or she is traveling to Goa. Fliegt because we are showing that she is flying. Fliegen is to fly. Sie fliegt nach Goa. She, in this case, fliegt sie nach Goa? Right? Fliegt sie nach Goa. That means, is she flying to Goa? Is she going or traveling to Goa? Right? That is fliegt sie. See, what did we do? Again, we put the verb first, then we have our subject, and then the rest of the sentence. Same thing. Statement, if you understand question as well. Moving to the next one. Kauft eine Wohnung. Kauft eine Wohnung. Kauft in the sense buy. He buys a house. He buys a house. House is feminine, that's why eine. Kauft eine Wohnung. So how would you create the question for that? Kauft eine Wohnung? Because we put the first verb. Yes, kauft eine Wohnung. Did he buy a house? Did he buy? Because we don't have did or does in German. We directly put the main verb here. Right? In the conjugated format, that is kauft. Conjugation we have seen already in other chapters. Please go for that timestamp. You can go to the conjugation part. Kauft eine Wohnung. Kauft eine Wohnung. Right? So that's our next one. Sam wohnt in Noida. Sam lives in Noida. By the way, my name is Sam as well, apart from Satyendra. That is European name. Sam wohnt in Noida. So, wohnt Sam in Noida? Does Sam live in Noida? That's the question. Does Sam live in Noida? So, we put again the verb first, subject, and then the statement. You're getting great statements, right? To understand German. I'm happy, and I hope you guys are happy too. So we have answering the question now. So sometime when they ask you question, Sam wohnt in Noida, that means, does Sam live in Noida? You say yes or no, right? So how do we answer those questions? Gehen wir ins Kino? Are we going to movies? Answer would be yes. Gerne. This should be I. This should not be gerne, but gerne. I. Yeah, gerne. That means yes, gladly. Yes, gladly. Or without I, both are correct, right? Yeah, gerne. Yes, gladly. That is, we'll go. We'll go for sure, right? We will enjoy. Or you might answer nein, das geht nicht. That means no, it won't go well for me. Or in a way you're saying no, I don't want to go basically. So this is a statement for that. Nein, das geht nicht. It won't go well for me, right? So basically I'm not going. Nein, das geht nicht. No, not for me. It's not made for me, right? Somebody asks you, gehen wir ins Theater? Theater is where they have plays. So there are two words, Kino and theater. They are different, okay? Kino is where they have movies, theater where they have plays. So, gehen wir ins Theater? Nein, das geht nicht. No, it won't go well. Right, moving to the next one, we have a statement and nothing left. So basically we also completed this chapter where we create statement which is ja oder nein Fragen, and we answer those statements, right? By saying yes or no, ja oder, that is or, nein. The days, the months, and the seasons. We are at Kapitel 16, chapter 16th. Let's continue, right? The first thing is the days. We have first one. From Monday, it becomes Montag. The word Tag is literally day. You know, in German, anywhere you want to say day, you say Tag. So Monday, we convert our Monday into Montag. You can see here day converted, mon as it is. Montag. I'm going to teach you, you will remember the days as it is. Trust me, I have an amazing method. So next one is Dienstag. So this is the day. See, our dean in the college, this is how you remember. Our dean in the college was never appearing, never came to our college on Monday because he was busy. But Tuesday he used to come every day to visit us in college. So we remember it. Oh, a dean gonna come on Tuesday. So Dienstag, not Dientag. Dienstag, that is how you remember it. Dienstag is Tuesday. Okay, in German, Dienstag. Montag, Dienstag. Then we have something called Mittwoch. Mittwoch is mit is the middle, right? Woche is week, middle of the week, Mittwoch. So Montag, Dienstag, Mittwoch, middle of the week, right? So Montag, Dienstag, Dienstday, and Mittwoch. Now in India, most of the places, Thursday is considered auspicious. Let's say if it is, and you donate on that day. This is a great day to donate. So you remember Thursday as Donnerstag. This is how I remember. You can use it, or you can try your own mnemonic. So for Thursday, we have Donnerstag. Tag is same everywhere, except for Mittwoch because it's the middle of the week. Montag, Dienstag, Mittwoch, Donnerstag. Donnerstag is Thursday, where we donate. That's how I remember. That's not the meaning, but that's how I remember. Then we have free day. Free day because I see here Friday. It's not free day because Friday in English is F-R-I. Here we say it frei in German is free. And yes, on Friday evening we become free. This is Freitag. Yes, the R sound will take some time to, even mine is not perfect, but yes, I'm trying my best. That is Freitag, that is R sound, you know. They have this throat sound. Freitag, that is Friday. Okay, moving to the next one, and then we have second last day of the week, Samstag. If S and vowel is there, we pronounce it as Z, not S, and that is Samstag, Sam's day, right? I love Saturdays, they're best, better than Sundays. I think all of you will agree with me. We relax on Saturdays more, so we call it Samstag, Sam's day, right? This is how I remember it. And finally comes Sunday, that is Sonntag. Sonntag, Sunday, Son, sun, right? That's how this is said. Sonntag, Montag. Repeat after me, okay? When I'm saying, I'll give you a pause. Montag, Dienstag, Mittwoch, Donnerstag, Freitag, Samstag, and Sonntag. Last time, Montag, Dienstag, Mittwoch, Donnerstag, Freitag, Samstag, and Sonntag. Great. Let's move to the next one, which is the Monate. 12 Monate equal to das Jahr. That is 12 months equal to the year. So 12 Monate equal to das Jahr. That means 12 months equal to the year. So what months do we have? Januar, that is first. Januar, that is January. Very similar to English, Januar. Then we have February, that is February. February, R sound and A is kind of silent, right? February, that is Januar, February. Then we have with umlaut called März. See, these umlauts we have already seen in alphabet. If you do not, go to the chapter M-A-R-Z, that is März. Januar, February, März. Januar, February, März. Then we go to the next one, which is April. Same spelling, pronunciation different. April, Januar, February, März, April. Okay. Next one is same Mai. That is Mai. Mai. Same Hindi we call it Mai as well, not May. Mai, Januar, February, März, April, Mai. Then we have Juni because J is pronounced as Y in German. So that is Juni, not Juni. Juni, okay? And then we have Juli, right? Because that is Juni, this is Juli, Juli, U-E, and this is Y. Juli, though J, but pronounced as Y. Then we have August. August is August. 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 Then we have September. Remember, S-E becomes vowel, that is S-E becomes Z. September. September, right? And then we have October. October is October. October. Then we have November. So remember October spelling, we have K, not C. Don't make that mistake. November is November. And finally we have not with C but Z, December. December. December is the last one. Let's quickly go through them all with me. Januar, February, März, April, Mai, Juni, Juli, August, September, October, November, and December. December, that's how you say it. So we have all the 12 months covered. That is das Jahr, the year. Now let's move on to the Jahreszeiten. See, Zeit is time. Zeit is time. Ya is year. So time in the year. What do we call them? Weather. So the Jahreszeiten are the weathers basically. What do we have? We have over here Frühling. That is when we have flowers. So spring, Frühling, right? Frühling, right? Then we have Sommer. Frühling, Sommer is summer. Not with U, but with O. Sommer. Frühling, Sommer. Spring, and then we have summer. Then we have Herbst. Herbst is basically when we have autumn, the plants, the leaves fall. That is Herbst. And finally, we have winter. 4 only. These are seasons, not weather. Weather is different. Kalt, that is cold, and heiß, that is hot. That is the different chapter. But yes, Frühling, Sommer, Herbst, and winter. 4 seasons. And with this, we complete this chapter as well, where we understood Sunday, Monday, Tuesday days, and then we understood January to December, and then we have 4 seasons. Stay here, we have more coming in the coming chapter. Zahlen ab 20. Now these numbers will become clear. Zahlen ab 20, that is after 20. From 20, how do we count them? Because 1 to 20 we have seen already. 1, 2, 3, all those things. Now we're going to understand from 20. Let's start with the first one. 21. See, this is going to be a little bit difficult to understand. Why they have ein, which is 1, und, that is and, 20 is 20. 1 and 20 is 21. Why? Let's understand with a little bit of graphic. So we understand like this. So for example, 22. So 2 will be pronounced first, that is this one, and then comes the complete 20. So you can say that 2 plus 20, 2 and 20, 2 und 20. So if I say 23, how will I say it? 3 is 3 and 20 is 20. So that is 23, right? 23. So 23 will be pronounced as 23. So this is, by the way, 23. 3 comes first, then comes 20, and which is here. So 23. 3 and 20. And yes, no breaks in here, no spaces in here, no capitalization. And that's how you write it. 23. 23. Please don't make any mistake in here. Don't think they are different words. No, they are together. 23. 23. Moving to the next one, we have something called 29. So how would you say that? 9, by the way, is 9. So we write first 9, that is 9, und, that is and, 20 is 20. So we have something like this. So 9 und 20, 29. And I'm going to show you the answer as well. Look, 29. 9 und 20 together. 9 in 20. So that's great. What about 30? Do we say 27? No. 30 is 30. Like we have 20, we have 30, but this is the only number we add cis everywhere. We add cis everywhere, but only in here we add beta. If you remember the spelling of 20, we have ZIG. Here in every other number we have 40, that is 4 cis. So we have 3, which is 3, and cis is added for 10, so 30. But only in 30 we have this beta symbol, that is SZ or double S, sharp double S, 30, right? 30. IG is ish in German. IG is ish in German. So we have 30. 30. All right, moving ahead, we have 40. So how would you say 40? 4 is fear. Cis is same spelling, right? ZIG. So you write it like this. Fierces. Fierces. 4 and 20. 10, that is 40. 40. 4, 6, that is Zex. What do we have? 60. So we call it Zexis. So we don't need, because 6 is actually Zex, right? Zex. And if you add 60, if we make it 60, they remove the S part, this becomes Zexis. Because already there is a S sound, it will become difficult to pronounce. They might have removed for that reason. I have no idea. I'm just guessing it. But yes, that's the number for 60. Zexis. 60. Okay, moving to the next one, which is 70. Siebzig. Sieb, not siebensis. So we have siebzig, half. Sieben is the word for, or the spelling of 7, but we remove en. This become basically siebzig. So we add here Z-I-Z, siebzig, right, as you can see here. What about 100? You can call it 100 or 100. If you know specifically it is 100, then 100, 200, 200. That is 2. We have already seen numbers from 1 to 20 earlier. 100, not 100. 100. 100. Say it with me. 100. If you repeat after me, you will remember this easily. 100. 100. Again. 100. 100. Very nice. Next one. 200. It becomes 200. 200. That is 200. 200. 200. This becomes 100. No. 1000. 1000. 1000, which is written like this, E-I-N-T-A-U-S-E-N-D. 1000. 1000. Okay? 1000. 1000. Right. So now we are moving a little bit difficult. You can watch this part a little bit, in repetition or in a loop, so that you understand. This becomes, what is 7? Remember? Sieben. 7 is sieben. And what was 1000? 1000. 7,000. So this will become like this. 7,000. 7,000. 7,000. 7,000. Okay. What about this one? 10,000? Yes. 10,000. 10, that is 10,000. 10,000. Good. We are now going to discuss something very important. So we have seen numbers like this. 23, we have seen directly 100, then we saw 200, then we saw 1000. But what about 125? What's going to happen here? How do we discuss numbers in between, like 920? How would you say that? 920, in this case, always 100 will be spoken first, and then this one will come up. Okay? So 9, that is 9. 100 will become 100, 920. 920. 900, that is 900, plus 20, that is 20, 920. Next one will be a little bit more complicated. That is 50,000. So 500, because 50 we already know what is 50. 5 is 5, that will become 5. But if we add 0, it will become 50. 1000 is 1000. 50,000. More discussion now in detail. 670. 670. 670. 670. 600 is what? 600 is 600. Zipsis is 70. 670. That is 600 zipsis. Very simple. 670. More, I will ask you myself. Okay, we'll create one more. So what if it is 653? Write in the comments if you can. For the next number you will write, but I'm gonna help you in this one. 600 is 600. 600. First of all, this is 600. Now 53. Remember, in two numbers we always talk about the first one first. So this one become 3. That is 3. And 5 is und. I cannot continue, so I'm writing here 53. So it's crazy how you write it. I'm gonna just show you at the end together. 653. 653. Together, no breaks. That's how crazy numbers are, and I want you to write 658 in comment section. Right? What is 658? Right. So if you are curious about this, I'll provide also in the comment. If you write the answer, if you make it incorrect, I'll try to correct it. But yes, try to write the answer in the comment section or in your notebook. Kapital 18, 18, right? That is Beruf. Beruf, that is work or office. Work or office. So first of all, a cultural note about Germans. You normally leave out a or an when it comes to professions. You don't say I am an engineer. They say I am engineer. If you say I am a doctor, no, they say I am doctor. So they don't add a or an when it comes to professions. Okay, let's move to the next one. I am a student in English. We remove a when it comes to German. So you already know what is I am. Ich bin. What about a? We remove it. Student is called student itself. So we don't change that. But yes, the pronunciation is a little bit different. This is called Ich bin Student. Ich bin Student. I am student. I am a student. But in German, they don't have this thing called Ich bin ein Student. No, we don't say that, right? So Ich bin Student directly, Ich bin Student. But if it is a woman, right, let's say, then we add ein. We'll see that in later. Studentin, okay? Let's move forward. I am a teacher in German. In English, we say I am a teacher. But in German, they say Ich bin Lehrer. Lehrer is the word for teacher. Because I'm a male teacher, I'll say Lehrer. If it's a female teacher, we add ein at the end. Ich bin Lehrerin. That means I am a female teacher. Okay? Moving forward, asking about profession. So these were, of course, I'm going to give you a list of professions, but initially a cultural note that you don't use a or an when it comes to professions. How do you ask for professions, right? The question is, was sind Sie von Beruf? Let's understand this. Let's break it down. Was sind Sie von Beruf? What are you for work, basically? Was sind Sie von Beruf? That means what do you do for work? So, was sind Sie von Beruf? What do you do for work? Or you can ask also this. Was machen Sie beruflich? What do you do professionally? Was machen Sie beruflich? Beruflich is professionally. Du is machen. Sie is you. Because we don't know them, so we are being formal, and formal you is Sie. And was machen Sie beruflich? Good. Try to remember this one. And also the previous one, which was was sind Sie von Beruf? Write it down so that you can revise it. Was sind Sie von Beruf? And was machen Sie beruflich? So we have two ways to ask, right? And another one, because if you are asking them informally, you can say was macht oder sie beruflich. This is because he or she. If you're asking about other person, was macht, conjugation of machen, was macht oder sie beruflich? For male, that is he or she. So what does he do professionally, right? That this is the question that we have. And also you can ask, where do you work? Wo arbeiten Sie? Where do you work? Wo arbeiten? Arbeiten is to work. Sie is you. Wo is where. We have seen in question words, right? W questions. Wo arbeiten Sie? Where do you work? Wo arbeiten Sie? And answer is, and another question is, bei welcher Firma arbeitet So if you're asking about other person, that is he. Bei welcher Firma? Now this is a little bit advanced, that is dative case. So, but still I'll try to explain. Bei is at. This is welche. The real word for which is actually welche. Welche. But because we conjugate it according to the rule of dative, I add r over here. That is also rule of welche. So we add bei welcher Firma. Firma is firm. Arbeitet This conjugation of arbeiten, that is to work. Is he. So, bei welcher Firma arbeitet Or if you want to ask about her as well, that is, this is for he, you can, bei welcher Firma arbeitet sie. That is small s. If you make it capital, we have to add here n, that is conjugation of arbeiten. You already know the conjugation. So if you want to ask formally, bei welcher Firma arbeiten Sie, with S capital, if you make it small, it becomes she. If you make it it becomes he. Right, this is how you can ask question. Right. Now, if you want to answer these questions, for example, what do you do professionally? Was machen Sie beruflich? Ich bin, I am. What am I? I am. I am a student. Ich bin Student. So you can answer this question. Ich bin, whatever your work is. Or you can say, I work at a bank. Ich arbeite bei einer Bank. Eine, because of conjugation, don't worry about this eine for now. We'll understand in detail in dative chapter. Yes, we'll have a dative chapter. Ich arbeite bei einer Bank. I work at a bank. Right? Ich arbeite bei einer Bank. Er oder sie führt einen Betrieb. Don't worry about this statement. This is a little bit difficult for you. This should be you, by the way. So leave it for now. This is a little bit advanced. A2 and A2 chapters will come later, and also you can join our sessions for A2, by the way. So let's talk about bei Bank. Bei Bank in the sense at bank, at the bank, right? Er ist bei Apple. So er is by Apple, that is he is at Apple. Why are we not creating the word for Apple? Because the name of a company. You're not going to even change it. Er ist by Apple. He is at Apple. So you can say create er ist by Mercedes. Er ist by BMW. Er ist by Siemens. Er ist by Tata. Whatever the company's name you want to use. Right. So let's see now profession list. First is there. Quickly write it down so that we can complete this. Der Architect, that is the architect. Then we have der Arzt oder die Ärztin, right? That is the doctor or the female doctor. You can see die is for female, der is for male. Die Ärztin, that is the doctor. Then we have der oder die Bankangestellte. So I'm trying to make it. I'm trying to go slow with this. Der oder die both. There is the same word for this bank employee, right? Bankangestellte. Say Bankangestellte together. Bankangestellte. That is bank employee. Then we have their Programmierer, because we have many programmers. So their Programmierer, we don't need female here. Both are same here. Then we have another word called Programmierin. That is, if you add in, that becomes female, right? You can do that, right? This is for male. This is for female. Then we have something called der Koch. That is the chef, the Küchen, the Kochen, right? That is the Koch, the Köchin, that is the chef, female chef, right? And these are the professions which are pretty common. We have student and Lehrer, we already have seen. More professions will be discussed in our complete A1 course on german.characademy.com. Kapital 19. 19 is 19. Plural is plural. Basically, in English, we have just adding s or es or not adding anything. That's it. In German, they have 7 to 8 types of plurals. So we're going to go a little bit fast. These are just rules. So please keep writing the rules with examples. Okay? I'm going to go a little bit fast because these are rules. Okay? The first one is no change in the plural. There is no change whatsoever. So what such words we have? There are multiple ways to create plurals, and most masculine and neutral nouns ending in el, en, and er don't have plurals. Write it down. Most masculine and neutral nouns ending in el, en, and er don't have any plurals. That means exactly same word will be used. For an example, we have the kilometer. The kilometer, sorry, not the kilometer. The kilometer, that is male. Kilometer is male. So even for the plural, and plural we use the. Remember, der, the, das, the table for definite article, bestimmte article. The kilometer, right? That kilometer becomes the kilometer. All the neutral nouns with schen and line as suffix will also have no plurals. So first one was en, el, and er, no plurals. Here as well, no plural in the sense same word is plural, right? So we will have das Entlein, the duckling, das Entlein, that is duckling, and also for the plural we have the Entlein, the ducklings. No change in here. We have to add s here in English. We don't add anything here. We just add the. It becomes plural, right? Das Mädchen, the girl. Yes, girl is considered neutral in German because schen is added. Every word ending with schen is considered neutral. Das Mädchen, so that will become die Mädchen. That means the girls. Here we have to add s, here nothing, same as it is. Das Mädchen becomes die Mädchen. Moving to the next one, das Brotchen, that is the bread bun. So they have bread buns in German, small bun like kind of bread, and that is called das Brotchen, the bread bun. Also called the Brotchen, no change at all, because H-E-N, or like I told you, Mädchen, Brotchen, no change whatsoever. So we have the Brotchen, right? All the neutral noun with GES prefix. Like I said, this is going to be a little bit fast. Keep writing the notes and you can try to remember it later. All the neutral nouns with a GES prefix will also have no plurals. Das Gebäude, that is the building, will become the Gebäude, the buildings. Das Gebäude, the Gebäude, the buildings, right? Umlaut is added on the stressed vowel. This is second type of plural. Whenever there's a there is a vowel stressed in any word, I mean in not every word, but yes, some words, umlaut is added to form plural. For example, der Vater, here the A is pronounced clearly, Vater. So it becomes, that is the father. The Vater, the fathers. For example, they have a parent-teacher meeting and there are a lot of fathers there and mothers as well. So we call it the Vater, der Vater, the Vater, the fathers. The Mutter and the Mutter, like Ute. This is mute, this is Mutter, this is Mutter, the Mutter, that is the mothers. And next we have the Vogel, the bird, Vogel, simple Vogel. And then we have the Vogel, the sound will come up, that is the umlaut sound. So whenever there's any emphasis on the vowel, we convert we change the umlaut. Der Vogel, the Vogel, right? That is the second type of plural. Das Wasser, the water, and the Wässer, that is the waters from different places. We can say that. We cannot say waters as in waters, because it is you cannot separate that. But yes, we have multiple types of water from various places. We call it the Wässer. Yeah. Third type, a is added at the end of some nouns to create plural, such as, let's see, das Kind, the child, and that becomes the Kinder, the children. Das Kind, the Kinder, das Kind, the Kinder. Moving to the next one, plural with ER or umlaut. Plural with ER or umlaut. So the Buch, the book, will become the Bücher. The Buch is the book. Now, whenever UCH is used, it becomes Kh, but with umlaut CH, it will always become Sh, the sound of CH. So, der Buch will become the Bücher. Der Buch will become the Bücher. Okay, the books. Moving to the next one, plural ending with E. Sometimes we add E at the end to create the plural. For example, der Tag, that is the day, but for the days, we have the Tage, that is the days. The Tage. E at the end is pronounced as by the way. Der Tag, the day, the Tage, the days. Then we have plural with umlaut and E at the ending. This is, we're having multiple types. Like I said, it's going to be a little bit fast. Keep writing the notes or taking the notes. You can pause it. Plurals with umlaut plus E at the end. Such as the Hand, that is the hand. But both the hands will be called the Hände, because hand is considered feminine. So we have there's no change because of the das, the table. The Hand, the Hände, the hand and the hands, the Hände, right? The Hand and the Hände. Plural with ending en and an at the end as an ending. So sometimes we add en and an at the end, sometimes in some of the words, right, to create the plural, such as the Stunde, that is the R, and the word will become the Stunden. See, I'm not asking you to remember everything right now. I'm just trying to tell you there are multiple ways to create plural possible. And you can take notes and you can try to remember those ways. Of course, you will not remember 100% in one go. You have to revise and you have to create more words or search more words. The Stunde, the Stunden. Der Mensch, that is the men, or basically people. The Menschen, the men. MEN, that is the men basically. Der men, der Menschen, der Patient, and the Patientin, that is the patients, right? So en is added to form plural, and here we have their patient, that is masculine. Plural adding s, same as English as well, we have sometime adding s. So first one, das Auto. Remember Volkswagen, das Auto, that is the car. Das Auto, that is for plural we say autos, we add s. Das Auto becomes the autos, the for plural. Das Auto becomes the autos, the cars. Das Hobby, we had a chapter for hobbies, I told you there will be s added. And that is the hobbies, das Hobby, the hobbies, s is added, right? These are some ways, or majority of the ways for A1 and for A2 as well, how you can create plurals, right? You sometimes add s, sometimes n, sometimes en, sometimes you don't add anything, sometimes you change the vowel. There's so many ways, so please watch this chapter again and keep taking notes so that you understand what's happening in your coming, in this plural thing. I hope you all understand this. Kapital 20, chapter 20, Formula ausfüllen. Ausfüllen is to fill, formula is not formula in mathematics form. It is actually form filling, because we are getting to A1. Sometimes you will have to fill form certain places. So you should know how do you fill form and what are these elements. Let's understand the basic elements first of all. First is Vorname, that is the first name, right? Vorname. Then we have Nachname, that is the last name. Männlich oder weiblich, that is, are you male or female? Then we have telephone and email, that is telephone and email, that you have to provide. Something fun about German, when they are asking you to fill form, they will have boxes actually in there. Now other countries, what do? They put a tick that yeah, this is what I'm selecting. Germans don't allow that. Whatever box you see, if you want to select that, you create a cross and cross from edge to edge, not unfilled. So because they have computers to check, they have machines to check, if it is completely touching the edges, that means this is properly selected. So if you want to select, let's say between male and female, let's say I'm male, so I will have to do this, not half, okay? So this is one thing you have to understand. Vorname, first name, Nachname, last name, männlich, weiblich, male, female, telephone and email. This is obvious, right? Right. Then we move to the answers for that. So for me, let's say Char is my last name, Vorname. Then we have männlich oder weiblich, like I said, we can select your gender. Telephone Nummer, that we have 97439 52583. If you have any doubt about German, you can call us here. We'll definitely provide you information. And we have our email address. This is not our email address, this is random email address, okay? Our email address you can see in our comment section as well as in description, right? There are more. This is not all, so let's see more. Geburtsdatum, what is your date of birth? They ask like this. Geburtsdatum, datum is date, Geburts is basically birth. Geburtsdatum, Geburtsort. Ort in German means place. So place of birth. So this is date of birth, place of birth. Geburtsland, land in German is country. So if you want to say Germany, so you have the word Deutsch, which is German. So you write like this, of course, D capital, Deutsch and Land, Deutschland, that is Germany, right? Land is country. Staatsangehörigkeit. So this is a huge word. Staatsangehörigkeit, that is your nationality. So we have Geburtsdatum, Geburtsort, Geburtsland and Staatsangehörigkeit, that is your nationality. You write here whatever your answer is, right? Moving to the next one, we have Geburtsdatum, I've written mine. Then we have Geburtsort, that I've written mine. Geburtsland, indeed, India. And then finally, I am Indisch, that means I'm Indian. This is India and this is Indisch, that is Indian. So there's a difference. This is India and I am Indian. So Indisch is Indian and India is Indien, okay? So ich komme aus Indien und ich bin Indisch. I am Indian, right? So this is how you can fill your form. Then we have more. This is the last, I promise. We have Adresse. Adresse is address. Straßennummer, street number. Adresse, address. Straßennummer, street number. PLC, that is your post like Zahl, that is postcode number. So the postal number, you sometimes we have 39 this and that and whatever number it is. Ort is a place wherever you are. Land is country. Sometimes they ask like this: Adresse, Straßennummer, PLC is postcode number, and then we have Ort, place, and land. Or generally you write city, land is country. Okay, so this is also one way of filling form. You might get these words, and this is basically how you fill forms. These are the words you might get in form filling, and please use these, basically words to fill the form. Kapital 21, the Negation, that is the negatives. How do we create negative sentences? First of all, ist das ein Bus? Is that a bus? Let's say I'm showing a car over here. Okay, I am showing a car and I'm asking, is that ein Bus? Let's say I'm asking about if this is a bus or not. What will the person say? No, it's not a bus, it's a car. Exactly how we have to say, no, it's not a bus. 9. Das ist kein Bus. No. So that is first one. That is your first negation. That is no. So how to say no? 9 is no. Second negative, you can say not. That is kein. Right? No is 9, but not is kein. Not in every place, but most of the places. No is 9, but not is kein. So we say 9, das ist kein Bus. No, that is not bus. And when we say not bus, we don't say that is not a bus. So a becomes one with kein. Okay? A becomes one with kein, so we don't have to add any article. Das ist kein Bus, that is not a bus. What? Das ist ein Auto. Because it is positive, we have to use ein here. That is a car. So, 9, das ist kein Bus, das ist ein Auto. No, that is not a bus, that is a car. Let's have a look at another one. Ist das ein Kirche? Kirche is basically a church. This is basically church. Right. So, new word added in your dictionary, guys. And I'm showing a house, but I'm asking about church. So, answer would be 9, das ist kein Kirche. That is not a church, das ist ein Haus. So, 9, no, das ist keine Kirche. I forgot to add E here. Yeah, that is correct. Because Kirche is feminine, you can see eine. Kein will also change with that, keine. So, we need to see table how and when keine will change. When will it be kein? When will it be keine? Not will also change. So, we have here the complete table. So, how do we understand the table? For masculine, we have there. Then feminine, we have the, das, and the. For indefinite article, we have ein, eine, ein, and nothing because we don't have anything for plural, right? We don't say plural. But here in negative, we have kein, keine, kein, keine. So they are same. These two are same. So we can say kein Bus, not a bus. Keine U-Bahn, not subway. Kein Hotel, not a hotel. Keine Autos, not cars. So you can see here, how do we create negation with these words? Kein, keine, kein, keine. This is the complete table of definite article, indefinite article, negative article. This is called negative article. Yeah? Alright. Next one, we have something called difference between nein, nicht und kein. So nein means no, used to answer a question. Are you okay? No, nein, right? Nicht is generally for verbs, negating verbs, adjectives, and nouns with an indefinite article. We use nicht. So we'll see an example of nicht later, not now. But kein is only negates noun. For example, this is a kein Auto. It is not a car. Let's say kein Auto. So negating nouns will be used for kein will be used for negating nouns. Negative article. Nicht is a negative word. So das verstehe ist nicht. Long sentence. Das verstehe. Verstehen is to understand. Ich, I, nicht, not. I don't understand that. Right? So this is how you understand negative articles. Postkapital 22, 22. Über Orte und Gebäude sprechen. That is talking about places and Gebäude, buildings. Because buildings, we don't have any plural for that. The same thing. Über Orte, places and Gebäude sprechen. Because we have multiple buildings, supermarket, school, this and that. So how do we basically remember these words? Let's see. So first one we have in this case, the Bäckerei, that is the bakery. The Bäckerei, that is the bakery. So hier kann man frisches Brot kaufen. So whenever I'm showing you a word, I'm going to also show you what can you buy there and how do we say it. So when we say hier kann man, that means here can one. Hier kann man. Remember this phrase for future. Hier kann man, here can one. Right? Here kann man. This is a pronoun, not a noun here. Man. It's not that M-A-N-N, man. Men. No. Here can everyone basically. Here can one buy fresh bread. So kaufen is the verb. It goes at the end because of kann. No need to worry about modal verbs. Probably in coming few chapters we'll see modal verbs. You'll see the sentence. But this is exactly what you see. If you say Bäckerei, here can one buy fresh bread. Hier kann man frisches Brot kaufen. Okay? Next sentence, we have die Bank. That is the bank. Hier kann man Geld abheben. So we have here can person have or basically get money. So you can get money from there. Geld is money, right? Bank. Then we have the kiosk. That kiosk is basically that shop where you can buy things. That kiosk, right? Generally the shops at the corner where you can buy chocolates and newspapers and all. So der Kiosk. Hier kann man Zeitung kaufen. Zeitung is basically newspaper. Zeitung, newspaper. See, it's a noun. We capitalize it. Man is not a noun because the pronoun here is used as here can one buy newspaper. Okay, hier kann man Zeitung kaufen. The man is M-A-N-N, not single N. Remember that, okay? Moving to the next one, we have the Supermarkt. Supermarkt is supermarket. Hier kann man Lebensmittel kaufen. Lebens is to basically live. Leben. Mittel is basically a tool or everyday appliances or whatever you want to use the word. So everyday tool, that is Lebensmittel. Basically grocery. Here can man everyday things, that is grocery. Buying. A person can buy everyday things and that is Supermarkt. Not supermarket, Supermarkt. Okay, and that is der Supermarkt. That means it's masculine. Moving to the next one. Please don't go there. All right. The Bücherei. Bücherei is basically, what do we have? Bücherei. Bücherei is where you can get books. Bookstore. Bücherei. Hier kann man viele Bücher finden. Okay? Hier kann man viele Bücher finden. Here can find many books. Bücherei. Okay? Then we have the Bahnhof. Bahnhof is basically train station, right? So railway station, we call it Bahnhof. And hier kann man täglich viele Züge an. Now what is this? Not hier kann man, hier kommen täglich viele Züge an. So what is this? Hier kommen täglich viele Züge an. An word is separated from here because it's uncommon. Here arrive. Here arrive many täglich, every day, many trains. So let's understand. Viel is much and viele is many. Zug is train, but Züge is trains. Uncommon arrives. Now you can say täglich is every day, daily. Tag is day. Täglich becomes every day or daily. Hier kommen täglich viele Züge an. Here arrives many trains every day. That is Bahnhof, railway station, right? Das Restaurant, that is the restaurant. Hier kann man essen gehen. Here can one go for eating. I think you already know essen gehen. Hier kann man essen gehen, right? Moving to the next one, das Hotel. That is a hotel, that way you can stay. So hier kann man übernachten. Let's understand this word, new word for us. Hier kann man is already clear to you. Here can one. Übernachten. Übernachten is stay overnight. Overnachten, night. Übernachten. Here can one stay overnight. Hier kann man übernachten. Moving to the next one, and that is the Metzgerei. Let's understand from the word Metzgerei. Metzgerei is basically butcher shop. So where you can say, hier kann man Fleisch kaufen. Fleisch is basically flesh. It's common to eat flesh in Germany and in Europe as well. In India, many places do not eat meat, but we still have to understand the vocabulary. That is Metzgerei. Hier kann man Fleisch kaufen. Right? Moving to the next one, and that is the post. The post is just the word post is enough for post office. Hier kann man Briefe abschicken. Abschicken is basically send or receive. Abschicken, right? Abschicken. Hier kann man Briefe, that means basically they can send letters, right? Abschicken. Das Kino. Kino, I told you, right? Movie theater where you can watch movies. Hier kann man Filme sehen. You can watch movies over here. Hier kann man Filme sehen. You can watch movies over here. Das Stadion. Das Stadion is stadium. Hier kann man Fußballspiel sehen. See, new words are added. This is basically vocabulary chapter. So please keep writing these words. Stadion. Hier kann man Fußballspiel sehen. Stadion. Okay. So we can watch Fußball. Football. Spiel is game. Football game you can watch. Kapital 23. Wegbeschreibung. So what is Wegbeschreibung? Let's understand this in a little bit short and detail both. So Kapital 23. Weg is way. Beschreibung is to describe. How do you describe ways? That means giving directions. Okay, giving directions. How do you give directions? We have two chapters for this. Wegbeschreibung 1 and Wegbeschreibung 2. That is 2. So let's start with the first one, and that is basically how do we describe direction to people? Okay, let's start with the first one, the easy one. Okay, the basic one. First of all, let's say this is you. When we go straight up, that is called Nord. This is Nord, north. Then you go down, that is called Süd. So Nord and Süd. Süd is south. Nord and Süd. Remember? Nord and Süd. Then we have Ost. Nord, Süd, Ost. North, South, East. And then we have West. Nord, Süd, East. That is Ost and West. Remember these new words for you guys. I mean Nord, Süd, Ost and West. North, South, East and West. Alright, let's continue then. What if instead of North, South we say Northern? That is northern. Right? Northern. Then we have Southern, that is Süden. Instead of Süd we say Süden. Right? Same goes with Ost, it becomes Osten, and West become Western. So we have Northern, Süden, Osten and Western. Northern, Süden, Osten and Western. New words added again. Nord, Süd, Ost, West becomes Northern, Süden, Osten and Western. Alright. What if I say go straight? Instead of north, I say go straight. So for straight, we'll see later. First of all, for left, this is left by the way. For left, we say links. Links. Left is links, right is rechts. Rechts. Links, rechts. Links, rechts. Okay? Straight, we say geradeaus. Geradeaus. That is straight. Geradeaus. That is straight. Geradeaus. 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 Remember that. Geradeaus. And then we have zurück. Zurück is basically back. So links, rechts, geradeaus and zurück. These are the four also ways to say directions. Go straight, go left, go right and go back. Zurück. So geradeaus, links, rechts und zurück. Please write it down, or you can watch the video twice, right, or thrice until you don't remember it. Now there's a new word here, white. White is far away. It is, S is white, it is far away, white. Then we have in the near, it is close by to me. In the near, in the nearby vicinity. So in the near. But the word for close is na. This means close. Na. Opposite of na is white. That means far away. In the near means close by. Right. Chapter 24. But Wegbeschreibung 2. How do we ask for direction? So what if I say, oh, this place far away? So how do you say? Ist es sehr weit? Is it very far? Ist es sehr weit? You ask generally. Ist es sehr weit? Is it very far? So I told you about the word weit already, that is far. Ist es sehr weit? Is that very far? Weit is adjective, that's why we don't capitalize it. Answer for that is either yes or no. Es ist weit, it is far away. You might say es ist weit, it is far away. So it is far. Es ist nicht weit. So you might say no, it is not far away. So you say es ist nicht weit, not far away. Es ist nicht weit, it is not far. You don't say kein weit, remember? Kein is used only for noun. Es ist kein Auto, remember? Das ist kein Auto. So es ist nicht weit, it is not far away. So ist es sehr näher then? Is it very close? Is it very close? Ist es sehr näher? Is it very close? You say yes, es ist näher. You say either say ja, es ist näher, that is yes, it is close. So you say it is close. Es ist näher. Es ist nicht näher. If you want to say it's not close, es ist nicht näher. It is not close. Es ist nicht näher. You can repeat after me, yeah? Now coming something a little bit difficult. Okay. Wie komme ich zum Postamt? Postamt is again post office. Yeah. So we have wie komme ich zum Postamt. Zum is to. So this is the combination of zu plus dem. What is dem? It's a dative article, definite article. Do not worry about that. So we have Postamt. Wie komme ich? That means how do I reach there? Wie komme ich? How do I reach there? How reach I? How do I reach to the, zu dem, to the, becomes zum Postamt. That is the name of the place. How do I reach to the Postamt? Same statements you can make for other places, right? So how you can give directions? Look. Gehen Sie bitte bis zur Kreuzung. Postamt ist die Ecke. Please go till the crossing. Sur. Bis zur is till the crossing. That is the crossing. Postamt, that is post office, ist die Ecke. Why did I add this sentence? To make you remember crossing, Kreuzung, that is the Kreuzung. Gehen Sie bitte bis zur Kreuzung. Postamt ist die Ecke. Ecke is basically corner. It's on the corner. It's in the corner. So Ecke, right? Another statement. Another way of asking about direction is wo finde ich? How do I find that? How is wo? Or where, sorry. Wo finde ich hier die Apotheke? How do I find, or where do I find Apotheke is pharmacy. Pharmacy or medical store, basically. Wo finde ich hier die Apotheke, the pharmacy? Where do I find the pharmacy? Here. And answer might be no, I don't know. So, es tut mir leid. This means I am sorry. Ich weiß das nicht. I don't know that. Again, es tut mir leid. I'm sorry. Ich weiß das nicht. I do not know that. Ich bin neu hier. I am new here. I am new here. Simple. So somebody might ask you, like, wo finde ich die Apotheke? Where do I find the pharmacy? And if you don't know this place, you are a tourist yourself, you say, es tut mir leid, first of all, I'm so sorry, or I am sorry. Ich weiß das nicht, I don't know that. Ich bin neu hier, I am new here. Ich bin, you already know, I am. Neu, new, here is here. Right, you can answer questions when you do not know like this. And these were the directions. If you want the detailed directions, you know, how do we say in statement, please go straight, go left, and then right, and then you reach there. join our A1 classes and A2 classes. We have combined classes as well. Do not forget to visit our website german4academy.com. You will get full details. Kapital 25. Unregelmäßige Verben. This is a difficult word, don't worry about that. Unregelmäßige is irregular verbs. So what is irregularity in there? The conjugation will be irregular. It's not going to be regular conjugation like we see. Well, I'll show you both regular and irregular, difference between them. We'll understand unregelmäßige. So what is regelmäßige? First of all, regular verbs. So we have seen this part. Let me just show you quickly. Yes, over here. This is what we have seen earlier. The conjugation commonly what happened for wohnen. Wohnen means to live. I live there, right? Or I basically live somewhere. Ich wohne, I live. Du wohnst, you live. Es wohnt, he, she, it. Wir wohnen, ihr wohnt, wir wohnen, and wir wohnen. Why am I going fast? Because we had a full chapter about this. So I have to go quick, right? And yes, every time if we have a regular verb, we have E ending, ST ending, T ending, EN ending, T ending, EN and EN ending. Every time. The verb, this is called the main, and this is called the suffix. So this is the stem and this is the suffix. So we change the suffix, we keep the stem same. When it comes to regular verbs, right? We have already seen this earlier in the chapter. So you can go in the previous part of this video itself. You will find that video, that part, and you will be able to watch it, right? But what happens with unregelmäßige verb? We majorly changes in the vowels, right? And also what happens? E becomes I sometimes. E becomes I, such as sprechen. So if I say for E, this E will become I and we will create the conjugation. I'll show you later. This is one of the irregular verbs. Sometimes E becomes IE in conjugation. Not here. In the full spelling or the full word, we don't make any change. And that example is lesen. Lesen is an irregular verb. We have sprechen, lesen, but E becomes I in this case and E becomes IE in this case. When we conjugate, I'm going to show you conjugation as well. How do we conjugate these words, okay? Then we have AU, that is AU becomes L, that is umlaut, and U, that is laufen become lauf. So we'll see how do we conjugate in this one. So this AU will become umlaut AU, and where do we conjugate it? We'll see in a second. We are just looking at certain words which are irregular. Then we have A becoming A, such as this one. Fahren become fahren. So we'll see, not exactly this word will not become fahren, but yes, conjugation will be A becoming A, that is umlaut with A. And last but not the least, I will become EI. I will become EI, that is I. Such as this one, vision, that I know. So will become, this one will change I to EI. But how do we conjugate these words? So for example, we have the word over here, sprechen, the first word itself, sprechen. How do we conjugate it? What is the meaning of changing I to E? We haven't changed it here. How do we change it? Let's see with an example. Whenever we conjugate sprechen, we change E to I, we know that. And we never change anything in ish. Ish, the way we have changed the wohnen, we have conjugated wohnen, remember? We conjugated wohnen, we removed en and added only e. Same here, sprechen, we remove en from sprechen, we add only e. There is no change whatsoever. The change will always occur in two places, that is du and SES. So du will become spricht. So the word actually is sprechen, that is to speak. To speak. So here is spreche, but du speakst. So this will become spricht, that is you speak. So here you see IE will become I. Only in two places we change, that is du, that is you. Informal you, we change the word. And second place we change SES, that is he, she, it, spricht. So we add here ST and here we add ST. So that is the only change we have. But yeah, rest is all same. Now if you conjugate the next word, that is wir, we use the same wohnen conjugation. We have seen the wohnen previous one. No change whatsoever. We have ihr, sprecht, no change, only T added. Sie sprechen, no change whatsoever. So you see, the only change, that table I have shown you, I become E or E become I or umlaut, that will be over here only, that is in do and as es. Otherwise, no change whatsoever. Okay, remember that. This is what we call unregelmäßige Verben, irregular verbs. And there is a website called Reverso, where you translate or where you basically also conjugate. You can check the conjugation of sprechen. You will see they are conjugated like this, right? So this is not regular, this is irregular conjugation. All right, so let's have a look at another one, laufen. Remember, laufen, what do? We change the aufen into a. But when? Remember the rule? We change only this to a, that is you. When we have do and as the s rest, we use the normal conjugation. So a to u only in the case of do and as the s. You see, ich laufe, no change. So we do the normal conjugation of laufen to laufe, laufen, lauft, laufen, laufen. But only in here we say left and left, that is to run. Yes, I run, you run, they run, he run, she run, all those things, right? So the conjugation only changes in do and as the s. Capital 26 essen und trinken, eating and drinking. Something we eat and something we drink. Essen und trinken. And if you're hungry, watching this this complete show of fundamentals of German A1, please go ahead and grab something to eat. You will enjoy it, I believe. Right. Let's start something with essen und trinken. Das Frühstück. Frühstück is basically früh is early. See, Stück is piece. Early piece is Frühstück. That is breakfast. Das Frühstück is breakfast. Early piece, breakfast. The tea is what we have in breakfast. And there we have das Müsli. That is the muesli we eat. Muesli, right? You know, that crunchy kind of thing that we eat, the crunchy food. And then we have the Butter, that is the butter. Then we have das Brotsen, the butter bun, they call it. I mean the bread bun, Brotsen. Then we have the Milch, the milk. Then we have das Ei, that is the eggs. So we have few here, more are coming. First, let's revise them. The tea, das Müsli, the Butter, das Brotsen, die Milch und das Ei. So we have the tea, then Müsli, the crunchy oats, the butter, the bread bun, small breads, and the milk and the eggs. Yeah, okay, egg or the egg. Then we have the next one, the Käse. Käse is cheese. The Käse, okay? When we have the Marmelade, Marmelade is an English word, that is jam, right? Marmelade. The Orangensaft, now in this here, Orangen is basically orange. Saft is juice. So if you want to say apple, we say Apfelsaft, right? So Orangensaft, apple juice, Saft is juice. And we move forward with the Apfelsaft. Apfelsaft, that is apple juice, right? Then we have Kaffee, that is coffee. And finally we have Brot, that is the bread. So the Käse, the Marmelade, the Orangensaft, the Apfelsaft, the Kaffee, and das Brot. These are the new words. So sorry for that. These are the new words we have when it comes to German words for breakfast. Let's move to the next one, and those are sentences. So what is this? This is basically a way to create sentence. What do we eat in the breakfast? Wir frühstücken. Frühstück is breakfast. Frühstücken is that we have breakfast, okay? To eat breakfast. Zusammen. Zusammen is together. So we have breakfast together. This is kind of a paragraph or story about some people. Mein Mann und ich essen Brot mit Käse. So this is what a lady is saying, that my husband and I, we eat together bread and cheese. So mein Mann, my man, that is my husband, und and ich, I, essen, eat. Brot, bread, mit is with. Käse is cheese. So mein Mann und ich essen Brot mit Käse. Rani isst Müsli mit Milch. So Rani eats Müsli with milk. right? If you eat together, you say, or if you breakfast together, you say, wir frühstücken zusammen, mein Mann und ich essen Brot mit Käse, Rani isst Müsli mit Milch. So this is what we have when it comes to a tiny paragraph. Another paragraph we can create for Frühstück again. Zum Frühstück esse ich 2 Broten mit Butter, Käse und Wurst. So for breakfast, I eat, esse ich, because verb always comes second. First is this, second is this, then we have personal pronoun. 2 is 2, Broten, bun, and butter, cheese, and Wurst. That is what we call sausage. So for breakfast, I eat bread bun and butter, cheese, and sausage. Am Wochenende. What is Wochenende? So Woch is week, Ende is end, Wochenende, end of a week, Wochenende, weekend. On weekend, I don't eat breakfast. Frühstücke ich nicht. Remember, always verb comes second. That's why we can also say ich frühstücke nicht am Wochenende, oder we can say am Wochenende frühstücke ich nicht. That means on weekends I don't eat breakfast. Okay? Zum Frühstück esse ich nur Obst, Äpfel oder Birnen. Obst schmeckt gut und ist gesund. Now some new words are added. What is this? Zum Frühstück, for breakfast, we have already seen this phrase. Esse ich, I eat. Nur, new word added. Nur, only. Obst, for breakfast I only eat fruits. Apfel und Birnen. So basically, peaches and apples. I eat only fruits for breakfast. Obst schmeckt gut. Schmecken, that is the verb here, but we conjugate it according to it, that because this is one single thing. So schmecken is to taste. Schmeckt is that it tastes. It tastes, that is Obst taste. Fruits taste good, that is good. Und ist gesund, and they're healthy as well. Gesund, and they're healthy as well, right? So fruits taste good and they're healthy as well, right? Und ist gesund. So that is what. Now we have Mittagessen. Mittag is midday essen, lunch. Mittagessen, midday eating. That is lunch. So we have the Salat, the salad. We have Kartoffel, that is potato. Remember, we have the Kartoffel, the potato. The Pommes, remember these are for the genders, female we have there, we have for masculine there. So when we say the Pommes, this is the fries, French fries. Then we have das Fleisch, the meat. Then we have das Rindfleisch, that is beef. Rindfleisch is called beef. And then we have the Schweinfleisch, that is basically pork, right? So we have a meat of a pig, that we call Schweinfleisch. Der Fisch is, fish, the same thing. Das Hähnchen is chicken. Then we have das Lamm is lamb. So we don't add B here. We have Lamm, that is lamb. Then we have Speck. This is basically pork. Earlier one was basically the pig's meat. Here this is Speck, that is pork. And then we have rice, that is rice. So generally lunch they eat a lot of meat, right? So these are the words for that. And finally we have Nudeln. They also eat Nudeln. So we have Nudeln, that is plural of Nudel. Nudeln, that is noodles, right? So we have Mittagsessen, es und ist warm. So in lunches, as we add to show that in every afternoon basically, right? Mittagsessen, es und ist warm, that is we eat warm. Oft essen wir Nudeln oder eine Suppe. So generally we eat noodle and soup. Sam isst in der Arbeit nur ein Brotzen. Ist is not is, that is because it is conjugated for as, es. Essen is irregular verbs. Remember, irregular verbs we have discussed earlier, and they will conjugate to ist. So that is Sam eats. Sam eats at his work only a bread bun. Maybe I like having, light lunch. So Sam isst in der Arbeit nur ein Brotzen. Great. Another paragraph for us to eat. Am Mittag kaufe ich einen Döner oder eine Pizza und habe nur wenig Zeit. So sometimes some people don't eat much. So what do they eat? They eat Döner. There's this kind of a kebab. So sometimes I buy Döner, that is kaufe ich, I buy einen Döner, a Döner und eine Pizza and a pizza. Ich habe nur wenig Zeit. Nur, remember we have used this word only. Wenig or wenig is basically little. Nur wenig Zeit, I have little time. Only little time, nur wenig Zeit. That means I don't have much time there, so I just buy directly. Right? You can remember the phrase. Mittags esse ist nicht. I don't eat at all. Nichts, I mean not at all, right? Okay. So lunch, I don't eat at all. That is mittags esse ich nicht. What about Abendessen? That is dinner. We have das Brot, which is the bread. Then we have the Fleischwurst, that is the meat sausage. Then we have ketchup, das ketchup, that is ketchup. Then we have Gurke, that is, the gherkin we eat, the pickled cucumber is Gurke. So, and also they drink a lot of beers. Germans love beer. So we have das Bier. They drink a lot of beer, das Bier. Then we have wine, their wine, das Wasser, the water. And then we have das Salz, that is the salt, right? Das Salz, the salt. Der Pfeffer, that is the pepper. Now using these, we're gonna create some paragraphs. Let's see some. Abends, that is dinner, 7 essen wir dann alle zusammen. Evening, that is dinner, at 7 we all eat. Then we all eat together. Then, because we already have seen for lunch and breakfast. Fisch oder Fleisch. Fish or meat mit Gemüse und Reis. Gemüse is vegetable and rice oder Kartoffeln. They love eating potatoes, right? This is not my diet. I'm just giving you a description of what they eat. So we have vegetables and rice, or instead of rice, they also use potato. They make mashed potato. So Kartoffeln, they eat potato. So this is what they sometimes eat. So a paragraph here. Am Abend koche ich oft Fisch. Oft is often. Koche is, that means I cook. So for lunch and dinners, I often cook fish. Manchmal, new word. Manchmal, sometimes. Sometimes mache ich auch Sushi. Sometimes I also make sushi. We don't cook sushi, we make sushi. That's why mache instead of kochen. Mache ich, that means I make sushi. Sometimes, that is manchmal, mache ich Sushi. And why do we have ish here? Why not here? Remember, we will have a discussion about the structure. You will understand it. Right. And I think that's it. Last paragraph, we have abends. Esse ist gern Brot, Salat und oder eine Suppe. Gern in the sense gladly. So in dinner, we eat bread, salad, and Suppe gladly. Also, you can create some sentences like this. And that was your chapter about food. I know it was fast. You can go back and watch it slowly, pause it, take notes.